welcome, gentlemen. Good evening. Welcome back to The Wrong Side of the Wall, Season 2, A Walk Through the Wastes. Tonight is Episode 4, Edmonton on Fire. I wonder, I know that this is going to be a very happy, calm episode with lots of,
Episode 4, Genkai
lots of conversation and conflict resolution. Yeah,
that's right. Exactly. It's just somebody's going to drop a great album. That's the fire. It's just a fire track. That's all there is to it.
Man, this guy's fire
in the shopping montage.
But it's going to be a one-hit wonder because everybody's going to die. So. Wait.
All right. So, to address John Smith's joke comment, you can buy an undistinguisher. Before we transitioned here, the reason why we're a tad late getting to the action here, we were discussing some shopping things. I didn't want to have a scene where we stop to shop because I think that always kills pacing. But I did have people forward their shopping lists to me, so I have yayed or nayed certain requests. So if you got a yes from me, you can actually go ahead and add those things into your sheet in the appropriate place.
Cool.
If you got a no from me, sorry. So we will assume that at some point, either in session 2 or 3, you managed to make your way to the shop and do that. So you already have the stuff going into the top of this session.
So question, is it a yes for everything on the list and a no for everything on the list, or is it a yes-no based on item?
It was a yes-no based on which items were requested by each person. So some people got their things, some people didn't, and it was literally a case-by-case for each item.
I see.
Yeah. And for certain items which had a 50-50 of showing up, I asked people to roll dice. So it's hard to finalize this shopping montage music. So if I whispered back to you and gave you a yes on a particular item, you can add that. Anyways, in the meantime,
seriously? None of it?
Sorry. Yeah.
Really? Not even.
Not even pretty hefty stuff, brother.
Not even a sledgehammer.
That was what you rolled for. I gave you a 50-50 on that one.
Seriously?
You get a little ball peen hammer.
So, sorry.
Why wouldn't they have a sledgehammer?
This is a junkie. This is just a little junkie shop in the town, mate.
Well, I kill him.
So okay.
Come on.
Also happened before the top of session 4. So thank you so much to
Chris.
Chris.
This man has so much self-control.
Thank you so much to Chris, who has been so kind to record our recap today for last time, which was 2 weeks ago for us. So without further ado, I'll play that.
Last time on everyone's favorite, A Walk Through the Wastes. That lovable rascal, Hute Downer, is at it again. When faced with a choice between embracing the Order and accepting their rule, or spurning them and risking their wrath, Hute chose to burn it all down and shot the Order's emissary on the spot. I'm sure that won't have any consequences, right? Meanwhile, our cast of plucky heroes weren't afraid to get their hands dirty, along with everything else, as they descended into the sinister septic shadows of the sewers. The dangers of this dank domain are no match for our heroes, as they dispatch Mirelurks with ease. No sooner are they done that, though, than they encounter the next thrilling twist. Gross, ghastly ghouls. It turns out these ghouls are responsible for the disappearance of the sewer expedition, which was really on a ghoul hunt. Turns out the hunters had become the prey. How embarrassing. With charisma and panache, our lovable lads convince the ghouls to allow them to take away all the evidence they need of the expedition if, in return, they provide some incriminating evidence related to Old Downer. Pictures of him at the office Christmas party, perhaps? Oh, the horror! Our cunning characters pulled off a perfect purloining as they retrieved the pictures from the lockbox of the casino without anyone being the wiser. What a heist! With pictures presented and evidence in hand, our heroes are on their way to the top. It's time to see the mayor. But wait, what's this? Men in power armor demanding that Errant Waze return his stolen suit? Gasp! Don't touch that dial. Our next exciting episode will begin right after this message from our sponsors.
That was fantastic, Chris.
Excellent. You guys didn't tell me we got sponsors. Who we got?
What am I drinking right now? LaCroix.
That's not how sponsorships work.
It's pronounced. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced LaCroix.
Sponsored by Doritos.
It's your chance, Doritos. Better get in quick.
Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Get in now before we're too expensive.
Yeah, that's right. That was fantastic, Chris. Well done. I loved the way you kind of you caught the period really well. That was a great period piece recording. I really liked that a lot.
That was great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come up with something different next week. I was gonna do something like that.
It makes sense. It's a very Fallout kind of thing to do. I liked it a lot. Reminds me a lot of the Fallout 1 intro. Excellent. Okay, well, thank you. So right away, like I said, we're going to jump straight into the mind of Noah Moore, a scary place, I'm sure. If I can have you all cast your mind back to last session. Throughout the session, we got glimpses of memories and moments into the pasts and psyches of Errant Waze, Murphy, Dr. Nicholas Diaz. So today we're going to take a little dive into Noah Moore. And so the same parameter, just to remind everyone, the same parameter applies. Something starts off pleasant, something changes that into a nightmare. So Noah, why don't you set the scene for us? Where are we?
The entirety of Vault 14 stands huddled together in the gymnasium, the largest room in the vault. And 10, 9, 8. Every man, woman, and child watches a timer tick down on a display. Dirty and grimy with the ages, above them on the wall. 7, 6, 5. And this timer feels as though it's been going on absolutely forever. All eyes hang on its glowing digits, and everyone starts counting aloud with bated breath. 4, 3, 2. Because here, as far as they knew, this was the end of it. 1. And the room erupts, explodes. The noise is almost unbearable. The cheers coming from the vault dwellers in celebration of the new year upon them. This is the new year, the year that Noah Moore turns 18. And supposedly, if the rumors were correct, then this also might be the year that the first generation from Vault 14 exits in order to try their hand out in the wasteland. But we'll have to wait, Noah thinks, because the Overseer hasn't exactly confirmed that yet. It's always next year, next year, next year. And the roar of Old Lang Syne surrounds Noah. Warmth begins to grow in his cheeks from the champagne in his hand. The laughter and honking of children running around the adults' legs with noisemakers. And the smile of Emma, which was one of the girls that he was training with. Well, that was all gone in a flash. Darkness envelops the room. Flashes of orange warning lights color the crowd, and no longer is anybody dressed in their Sunday bests, but they're in their vault suits, armored up. There's screaming, there's gunshots, there's blood everywhere. Before he wakes up, the last thought Noah has was that maybe turning 18 was the worst thing to have ever happened to Vault 14.
Okay. Thank you very much, Richard. We zoom out dramatically from within the depths of Noah to find our 5 characters standing outside of the water park, still inside the Edmonton, the West Edmonton Mall, where the characters have been situated for a little bit of time now. They've endeared themselves to quite a few sectors of the city, and perhaps unendeared themselves permanently to the casino. But right now, the most pressing issue, well, maybe there's 2 pressing issues. Number 1, they now have what they need, hopefully, to give themselves the store credit that they need to get into the really rich area of the mall. After all, the point of coming to this mall in the first place was so that Noah could find a man named Virgil Thames, who apparently has actually met the broker. Noah's hoping, of course, to get some info from him. So that is, of course, the most pressing, thing at the moment, is that now the way is opened, both metaphysically and literally, to getting to this Mr. Thames, whoever he might be, and however useful he might be. So, and number 2, yes, I also approve of Thomas's cauliflower cloud. Number 2 is the 2 gentlemen who have uninvitedly joined the little soiree at the moment. As the 5 of you exit the water park, you are aware of a voice from behind, and for those with sharp peripherals, or perhaps a Murphy, a flying robot with eyes that can rotate 360, you have spotted 2 gentlemen wearing armor strikingly similar to the one that Errant Waze rocks out in. In fact, they have called out Errant Waze by name at this point, as they have also demanded that he surrender the armor or die. Not the greatest choice in the world. So at this exact moment, we are in, like, quasi-combat? Nobody's fired any shots, but nevertheless, I am going to defer to some semblance of order. But right now, it's like talking combat. Like, it's clearly a tense situation. Guns are probably out. Everyone's kind of at least ready for the fight.
It's like debate team. You got to take your turn.
Until somebody says otherwise, nothing has gone down just yet. So, never heard of a buy, yeah. So
I'm pretty sure everybody else on the team just took a long step to the side and said, "All right, Waze, over to you."
Errant, who now?
I do
Never
see
heard
that.
of him.
Thank you.
Pretty sure this is Sam.
I do see
Right,
that
Sam?
some of you have pulled out your tokens so that you can do initiative.
How do you do that?
I do appreciate
I
that.
was just about to ask the same thing.
So
You,
far, I have
Go into the little
Waze.
characters there in the journal. Click on your character and drag that into the
Right.
center.
How do you
yeah.
set
And then, you click on your icon, and then hit initiative.
And hit the initiative button in your character sheet.
Right.
Look at that.
Okay, hold on.
Smith.
In your character sheet?
There we
More.
go.
DF. And Murphy. Perfect. All right.
Am I the only one that named my character and give a picture so I know who we're talking to?
No, I think.
No, I think
It
you
only
only
shows
see
up
your
for
own
you.
character. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it should
everyone-
show
every-
everybody's
everyone
name
has-
for Nathan.
Everyone is a character because I can see everyone's picture. But
Okay.
Oh, we got 3 people at 14.
Yeah, I don't.
Dang.
Hang on, I can put
Wow.
a picture on the character. I think I'll just figure it out.
I can only see my own name, but I can see everybody's picture or lack
I'm seeing
thereof.
2 pictures missing, and I guess I can figure out that it's.
No,
it's
that's
on
because
this
we
picture.
haven't set one. Yeah.
anyways,
Well,
yeah.
If you see an 8, that's me.
Yeah.
Well, I wondered who that was.
All right.
I'm not very fast.
So Noah,
You're not fan.
as the group leader, I've decided that you have the first initiative here. So at this point, all 5 of you. All 5 of you have noted the 2 strangers behind you. You guys are like all facing the other way. They've come so that like you have their backs to them at the moment, but not fully. Like you can turn your head, you see them, they're there. All of you can turn around simultaneously. But I just want you to address them sort of in this order until something bad happens. So Noah, I'll give you the first chance to speak. Again, we're in sort of quasi-combat, so keep in mind, a couple of sentences, and then I'm going to move on to John.
Yeah.
Or just start shooting, whatever you want to do when it comes to you.
Noah turns at the sound of the 2 men calling Waze to surrender or die. And his first instinct is not to pull out his gun. He turns in their direction and takes a couple steps, arms outstretched so that he is not looking like he's going to be reaching for a pistol at any time soon. We'll see. And he simply says, "Gentlemen, regardless of whatever business you may have with my metal-clad friend over here, I will say, well, it would be a dumb idea to shoot in the Edmonton Mall. Hute Downer would, dare I say, kill you where you stand with all the firepower that he does have. Please reconsider."
The 2 Brotherhood guys stay silent and poised. Their guns are up, but not like right up against their face, ready to shoot. Just sort of like in mid pose that they could lift them. They're armed with, for those of you who would be in the know tech-wise, definitely Errant, perhaps Noah, maybe Murphy. They are armed with laser rifles. DS, you would know that too, because of course you were present during the occupation. So they are armed with laser rifles. You can tell, again, for those who are tech-savvy, that they have been modded in various ways. They have longer barrels than most laser rifles do, etc., etc. They're definitely rocking, nice shiny power armor. And the one just goes, "That might be the case normally, but I think Hugh Downer's going to find himself occupied, as will you in a moment. We'd bear you no ill will. We just want Errant Waze." John?
What does their power armor look like?
It's identical to yours,
Okay.
I pass.
for the most part.
Is
Okay.
it in better shape than Errant Waze's?
I don't know if better shape's necessarily the right word. It just looks a little bit more buffed and shiny. Like it hasn't been exposed to the elements as much.
Okay, so it doesn't look like it's seen a lot of action.
Yeah. Or if it has, they've
had the opportunity to
more-
maintain it.
They've buffed it out.
Yeah.
They've had the opportunity to take the nicks and stuff out.
Yeah, or they've just been underground more or whatever. But it does not look as nicely weathered as yours. Just not as exposed to sand and rain.
Doesn't have a
etc.
patina.
It's a good
So-
look, though.
Your armor is in excellent shape, but it doesn't look factory fresh like theirs does.
Yep.
So,
Makes sense.
Doctor?
Dieth looks at the fellows in power armor, looks back out of the corner of his eye at Errant, takes a few long steps to the side, settles himself down. Well, maybe this is a story that's been long in the brewing, but I haven't even read the first page yet. Mind telling us what this is all about?
Who are you addressing? Errant or the other man?
Yes.
Understandable.
Brotherhood of Steel business. That's all. Traders don't get to keep trade secrets. Murphy?
Murphy's flamethrower arm is pointed at the men. But that's it.
Okay. They either don't notice this move, or they're not particularly threatened by it, or something like that, or they're too focused on Errant because they don't change their posture. Errant? I feel like every week I bounce back and forth between calling you Errant and Waze, but...
That's fine. Yeah, I figured he'd be showing up eventually. You know, now's not a really good time for all this shit.
We're sorry to hear that. But rules are rules. Surrender the armor or die.
Oh, fuck your rules. You don't know what rules are. The old ways of the Brotherhood are gone. Leader saw to that.
Says an outcast and a traitor. This is the second voice, not the first guy who was talking. He seems a little bit more hot-headed, and you can tell just from the voice, even with the sort of heavy masking of the mask, he's a bit younger.
Do I recognize the voices or no?
They sound vaguely familiar.
Okay.
They sound like they're akin to I heard them in the office, but probably never talked to them. Kind of thing.
Okay.
I don't know why I've said office, but I heard them in the chapter. But they were there. I could if I saw their faces, maybe I know them, but they don't sound like friends.
Got it.
Yeah, they're threatening to kill him. I'm pretty sure they don't sound like friends.
Well, you know what I mean. Like they're not
Well,
people he would have ridden with.
Clearly you know me by name, but do you know me by reputation?
The older one speaks again. I am aware.
Then you know if we were to get into a fight, this wouldn't go well.
He shakes his head. No. And that's why we addressed you.
No, I meant for you.
The younger one scoffs, and the other guy kind of like hits him in the arm. That may be. But I have orders. And he emphasizes I won't disobey them.
Is it the same leader as it was before? Change hands? What's the situation?
The elder is the same.
Same fanatical ways.
He contemplated coming to see you directly, but couldn't make the journey.
Oh, such a shame. I was hoping to ram my fist down his throat personally.
Friend, the elder, what more evidence do we need that he's a traitor? Let's blast him. Shut up.
Well, you know I'm not going to come with you. And you know that this isn't going to be pretty if you guys attack, so... Seems like we're at a bit of a stalemate right now.
The older one sighs out again. One last chance, Errant Waze. Lay down the armor peacefully. You can still walk away from this.
You know why I took the armor?
No, I wouldn't know.
Everything I have left of them. Everything that was left of... Well, whatever the hell that place was. You take that away from me and I have nothing. So you're basically saying I'm as good as dead anyways, one way or the other. So if you intend to fight, bring it on. I'll make you regret the day you cross my path.
And then if the rifle's ready to bear. So Errant,
I'd
because Errant, because you quote unquote initiated it, you actually get to go first for round 1.
Cool.
And then we will fall into normal initiative order after that.
All right. Now, I know how to very, very easily modify armor, and I think I can also identify modifications to other armors as well. Do they look fairly stock, as it were?
Yeah, their armor's pretty box standard, but
And aside from the guns, are they carrying anything else?
no, they just have the rifles.
Excellent.
Their fists are adorned in a similar way to you, where they don't have like power fists, but they've like grafted, metal and bits and bobs to the fingers to make them a little bit more dangerous.
Right. Okay.
Capturing rifles, maybe.
Okay.
Into the
So I
VR.
guess since it's my turn, young one, I'm gonna show you exactly why you should fear the name Errant Waze. And I charge him and basically do what I do best.
All right. Very good. Sorry, just give me 1 second.
Yep.
Oh, no, sorry.
Waze smash. Yeah, you know it.
Wait, smash! Not even John doesn't kill. What a good sport.
Yeah, this is not gonna end well, guys.
All right.
You initiated combat.
I'm just following what my character would do.
Doesn't seem like
Absolutely.
he had much
I didn't
choice,
want to do
so.
this. I didn't want to do this. I wanted to
No,
run
I-
away, guys.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think you've done a good choice in character. Okay, so
It's
you
fine.
do what you do
we all
best.
saw
Go-
this terrible occurrence coming.
go for it.
Well away.
So,
Okay.
Gotta do it.
I mean, I literally told you during character creation the Brotherhood would show up to collect at some point. So
I know. I just didn't expect two of them.
Couldn't
But
be next episode.
Well, it wouldn't be much of a brotherhood if it was only one guy.
ooh.
They got to use the Brody system.
yeah, that'd be brohood.
Oh, I misspelled this one. Oh well.
How did combat do again?
What?
Hold on.
Bro.
Punch.
I'm
So
just trying to
yeah, so
remember what
you
the
click on
effects
your
89.
weapon.
Yeah, no, I'm just
Oh.
trying to remember the effects.
Oh, okay.
Well, only worry about that if you roll effects.
And oh no, it was actions. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Sorry.
Nathaniel,
Yeah,
Choose a
You
weapon.
you misspelled brotherhood too.
I did. I know. It says Brotherhood,
Brother Hod.
Brother,
but I can't.
No,
I can't.
the
The
fix
first one is
spelling
Brotherhood,
without-
and the second one is Brotherhood. They're two separate men.
if you can't fix it without doing something, that's
For the
fine.
HUD.
I can't fix it without like completely rewriting the whole entry.
Okay.
And I don't
No, that's
like it.
cool.
It's me, Brotherhood member Hood. And it's me, Brotherhood
Target.
member Hod.
Make sure characters increase difficulty with attack by
Pod
1.
is
Okay.
a great name.
So I am going to how many minor actions do we have per turn?
One.
You have one.
Yeah.
Would
One
getting
major
in
or
close
nine or one minor.
would getting in close be considered a moved minor action, or are we just kind of in the same zone?
It's only it only counts. Yeah, it only counts as a minor action if you're changing zones. And I think you guys are close enough that you could you can close that it's fine.
All right.
So-
So then I would like to aim as a minor action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and target. See what the weak point is.
Should've gone
Nothing.
for that.
Great.
And power armor.
No, I know.
If
I'm
you
just
hit
trying
the
to
fusion
think.
core with a bullet, it could pop, but we'd have to fire a bullet for that to happen.
So knowing the anatomy of the power armor, where are the power cores located?
Chest.
The chest, like on the back?
I think so. Right?
In the video game, yes.
Yeah.
Fusion cores are on the back, like where
Yeah,
they should be, is like where
back
the
chest.
valve you turn to get into it.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're armored, but they're still kind of exposed.
Hmm.
You still have
Sort
to go
of.
through you have to go through exactly the same armor plating on the back that what they would have on
Yeah.
the front. and so
Okay,
on.
yeah. No, that's fine.
So
Makes sense. Yeah, screw it. So I'm going to try and
Oops.
target the young guy's leg. Try to disable him so he can't maneuver as quickly.
Okay.
Why do they have a 15? Oh, lamos. Okay. So aim gets to re-roll. Hit location increases the complication by, or increase difficulty by 1.
Mhm.
And I just need to attack. So my knuckles have piercing 1 now. So each effect I
Yep.
roll, it does
It's one
piercing of
piercing.
1. Yeah.
Understood.
And got 2.
2 and a complication.
I'm
Okay.
gonna re-roll that 20.
Okay. That makes sense.
It does images now.
Oh, cool.
I guess I'll just roll a 20.
Mhm.
Trying to think of.
There's a quick roll button at the top of the sheet.
Oh,
but I
there it
don't
is.
know-
Okay,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
a 20 and there's a 6. So
1d20
those.
attribute. This is strength, skill, armed.
there,
4
yeah, got it.
successes. Okay.
Nice. Okay, so that was the reroll from aim. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so for success, it was 2 because you were making a target shot, so you have
Mhm.
2 left over. I don't know what the action pool is
They
right
were
now.
full up.
We're
full?
full.
Okay, so
No, our
then
action pool cap is 7
Oh,
now. We should have a
7
6.
now. That's right, because Noah grabbed a new
There you
person.
go.
So actually,
So
so you
now
can bank one.
full up.
You can bank one, and you need to use the other
Got
one.
one
So-
floating.
No, I'm gonna use both of them.
Okay.
For extra damage.
Okay.
I get 1 extra die per AP spent, up to a
Mm-hmm.
maximum +3, so I get an additional 2 dice.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Wow.
You need it.
Big punchies. Against these guys, for sure.
Yeah, remember they're also in power armor. Yeah, so
Oh, I
every little
know.
bit helps.
And
Holy
that's
baby.
5.
Yeah.
That's 5 effects,
That's
so
5
5
piercing.
piercing.
Okay.
I think you
Um,
crit.
Yeah, you do actually. So what happens? This was basically the perfect roll. Kirk probably couldn't have rolled more perfect because 5 effects, 5 piercing, that is their DR, so he completely bypasses their soak.
Nice.
Um,
Way to go.
yeah,
Got to do that after that smack talk.
exactly, yeah. And because he
Somebody
deals, because he managed to deal 5 or more damage in one attack, that's a critical hit, which cripples the limb.
That's
So
what I was hoping for.
It's exactly what he wanted. So Errant Waze dives in with a sort of superhuman speed, and basically Superman punches the guy in the leg. Which leg? Left or right?
Don't know what dominant leg, so I'm gonna go with right, assuming
Okay.
they are right-handed.
Right-handed or whatever. Yeah. Okay. The knuckle manages to catch a part of the armor that's a little thinner. Maybe you've caught it along a connector or something like that, and you hear like a crunch, like a soda can. And you can see the armor breaks and shatters a little bit where you've hit him. And something else crunches that was not power armor. Also sounds a bit like a soda can. That might have been a bone. The younger paladin yells in pain, grabbing at his leg, like ice breaking. Yeah, grabs at his leg. So, is that a femur or the older one kind of like sort of like stumbles, not like physically, but just kind of steps to one side as he sees the ferocity of the blow.
I stand up as tall as I can again.
Mm.
I warned you. Now, if you don't want to see his other legs broken before I rip off his head, back off.
The older one lifts his rifle and shoots you.
Figured as much. So I only have defensive 1 because
Well,
I am
gentlemen,
not.
Hold off.
I am not fast. They're probably going to be targeting me. Just heads up.
Well,
I'd
at
rather
least
not
for
fire
now,
a
that you've
shot.
broken this man's leg. So
I'm rather assuming that would be the case.
3 successes. Yep.
Hmm.
all right.
On a 10 as well. Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a crit.
Got that 1 in there. So, okay. So they have 2 left over. They're going to do the same thing and add 2 extra dice.
Okay.
And here we go. Their laser rifles have piercing 1 as well. So keep that in mind.
Yep.
Nice.
That's just
Well,
unlikely.
my Lord.
circumstances worked out, it seems.
Roll for hit location.
Yeah, roll for hit location. Okay. I got a 6.
6.
Is that-
That is torso.
That's torso?
Torso. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Guess we know who hasn't been hitting the range very often.
This is those moments you live for in a tabletop where like you couldn't have written it better yourself.
I mean, give him
Try.
credit, Chris. He did hit him.
Yeah.
Just
So,
didn't really do off too much.
He hit me
He was
really hard.
point
I'm not.
blank.
I am a
What are
big
you
target.
using? A laser pointer?
the guy lifts the laser rifle and the shot fires out and literally this is like a Superman moment. He dings off of his chest plate. You see the light bounce and like sear the side of a wall nearby.
Waze, be careful! That could have come at us!
I take another step forward, trying to intimidate them.
The one who is crippled drops his rifle in surprise and just tries to take a swing at you. So it's gonna
Take
have a
his
rough time of
gun!
it. 'cause his
Yeah, from
balance is off.
prone.
So
He would have been
His
better
gun!
from prone. He would have been better off with the rifle, I would think.
well, he's not prone yet. He's like staggered on one, like he's lifted one leg off the ground, kind of thing. So
The
he's,
armor
like,
can hold his
like
busted
swinging
Yeah, I guess
around.
that's true.
So
I guess that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the frame
important.
the frame of the armor is holding most of it, but
Yeah.
he is not going to be able to move without
He's not
strenuous
happy.
pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh dear. All right.
He hits.
All right.
Lands heavily.
It was an unarmed strike, so don't feel too bad.
No, I'm pretty sure he's unlegged, not unarmed.
You see, this is what happens when you go fist to fist with Errant Waze.
Yeah. Apparently,
The line of the Brotherhood.
I will roll damage, and then I will decide what that complication means based on.
Roll
hit
target location first. Yeah.
17?
17. That is left leg.
Left leg. Okay, so he goes for makes sense. He's probably crouched a little bit, so tries to recompense what you just
One
did
for
to
one.
him. His knuckle does have piercing 1, so that pierces 3. It's 5. You tell me what that does.
Oh, it pierces 3 armor.
Yeah,
It ignores three
like
armor.
ignores 3 of your DR. or
Ignores
whatever.
3.
Yeah.
And this is physical, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 2 gets through.
2 gets through. Okay. So mark as appropriate.
Yep.
'Cause
Because guess what? My armor has HP, guys.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Your armor
You're
takes
the only
1
one
damage.
has to worry about it.
So, so you mark that. First strike of the campaign that's damaged Errant Waze. So there you go. It took a Brotherhood guy, a very crippled Brotherhood guy, but and
Not even the normal guy.
Complication wise, his swing continues to swing past Errant Waze, and he manages to buckle his compatriot as well, who is still standing pretty close. So the younger guy kind of stumbles past you as he swings, hits you, damages your armor, and sort of staggers past and manages to bump into the other guy. The power of his swing is not enough to damage his compatriot, but it's enough to get in his way. And so now he's kind of almost fallen on top of the older one. And he's like, get off me. So they're kind of almost one guy's almost grabbed at his leg or whatever as he sort of tripped forward.
Nice.
So. Okay, Noah, it's over to you.
Uh,
At the moment, we have one guy who's got a crippled leg. He's not down and out. He's not, dying or bleeding or anything, but he's got a bad
You
leg.
might be able to hit the
Sort of-
leg.
He sort of stumbled over on one side, and the other guy's trying to get him off of him and get his rifle back up in place.
For a moment, a sound kind of plays in the back of Noah's mind as he's watching this idiocy happen in front of him, and it sounds a little bit like but taking the ridiculosity at face value regardless, he pushes forward. Gentlemen, what did I tell you? Or at least what did he tell you? You're not going to stand up against him. It is a waste of your time. You really want to get out of here with your lives still, well, in your bodies. I don't know where I'm really going with this. Either way, leave or he will kill you. And I'm trying to do... There's not really an intimidate roll, but
Persuasion.
I'm trying to get them to stand down.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, go roll speech.
Speech. Hang on. Gotta make sure I know I have my gear equipped. I did not change into my fancy clothing, so I do not get bonuses. Okay. 2 successes.
Okay. Sorry, 1 second.
This situation clearly does not involve us. It involves him, and he's going to kill you. I suggest moving on.
I take another step forward.
Can't get any closer to these guys.
The 2 of you are on the ground, and he can just stomp you.
The one who's had his leg injured, sort of rolls back onto both of his feet and pulls his helmet off. And you see, he's young. He looks like he's 19 or something like that. And he doesn't drop the helmet to the ground, but he just holds it. He goes, listen, I didn't sign up to die. And he sort of he doesn't back off exactly, but he kind of just raises his arms uncertainly, and kind of just he has his helmet in one hand, he's got his other hand up in one other hand. So
unfortunately, son, that's the part they don't tell you.
And the other one?
The older paladin doesn't look swayed. He's continued to pose. He's poised rather to continue the fight.
Do
I retreat behind some cover because I don't want to get shot at.
Do I have a moment to interject here, or would that just be on my turn?
Sure, you can have a couple words.
Okay. The young one, get out of your suit and you'll live.
All right. That's going to take him his action, so you'll have to wait. If he does so. John?
Okay, I'm going to take the sprint action to medium range.
Yep.
Behind some sort of cover, whatever. And I'm going to shoot the arm of the one that isn't surrendering, not the young one, the old one.
Okay, left or
with
right?
my hunting rifle. Whichever one is forward on the laser rifle.
Okay, so he's holding the trigger with his right hand. He's got his left hand.
I'll shoot the right hand then. I'll shoot the right hand then, actually.
Right hand? Okay.
Yes. Or I will. Well, I guess I will shoot the right hand.
Okay. So 2 successes needed for targeted shot. You're John Smith. You hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, sorry. That was my second major action, but because I have the fast shot, I only pay 1 AP. So our pool's down to 5.
Okay.
Oh, no. Your minor action was moving.
No, I used the sprint action.
He needed
Sprint
to
is major.
Oh.
I have another perk where I get benefits for sprinting. So
Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, you do, Thomas.
He's run to medium, so he's booked it across the hall or whatever, and
That's fine.
behind something.
Ooh,
All right.
not bad, not bad.
bad.
So I've got
You also
3
have piercing one. Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
So I pierced 3 damage on
Yep.
his arm.
Yep.
And 7 damage total.
Yep, gotcha. So let's see. Ignores 3, 2 soaked, 5. 5.
Almost.
Was it 5 or 5 or more for a
I
critical?
thought it was 5 or more for a crit.
It is 5, but there's HP on the armor, and you didn't pass the HP to actually hit the limb.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
that's why
Sure.
my hit was like so
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Because you bypass all the soak and bypass the HP of the armor piece.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So,
Okay. That'll
Yeah.
be it.
so
Well done, John.
nice. Yeah. So bullet hits his arm. You can see the armor crack a little bit, and he just goes, "Where did that come from?" Doctor. Moving target. When you take this print action, your defense increases by +1 until start of your next turn. Right.
And the doctor, having wisely set himself to the side of the battle before it even began, simply rolls lithely from the place that he was sitting to behind the thing he was sitting on. Pulls his gun from its holster, but doesn't level it at the Brotherhood just yet. That's a bad break. I could hear it from here. Probably the tibia, maybe a broken kneecap to go with it. I'm going to want to treat that soon, or else you'll never walk straight again. Why don't you try and convince your more antagonistic friend there that we can help you both? It's not just this fight, it's the one that's coming next, that this whole mall and everybody in it's going to need to deal with. We need you at your fighting best.
Wayne, he's right. I heard the order was coming here too, man. You told me he was alone. Even if I was alone, I mean, yeah. But that's what they thought. So. I mean, yeah. I mean, you don't challenge Batman alone either. But I mean, if you have it alone, maybe 2-on-1, maybe log. So.
I broke his leg in every possible location,
But he'll
live.
Maybe. Okay. Are you making a roll here, DS, or is your
For speech.
I think that will be up to you. This isn't really an attempt at speech so much as either medicine or survival. I'm trying to appeal to their survival instinct here.
Yeah, survival is interesting.
You're going to be
I would like you to roll survival then, please.
Can I
All right,
assist
I will.
in some way?
I think because he's building off the back of your speech anyways, I think I don't need you to assist. Oh,
Hey.
I don't think you need to.
Yeah. Okay.
Hachi Machi.
Been around for a while.
It's like you're actually a doctor or something.
Yeah. You gotta get that bedside manner, man. You gotta tell the people to take their pills. The other guy folds his
Even
rifle.
if you have to use it from the other direction.
Yeah. Oh boy. Bloody Elder sent 2 nincompoops to fight the lion. Listen, Errant. Look, I only sort of know you. I know you have your reasons for leaving. And I also know that we'll be fools to think that we can take that armor from you. Listen. He shrugs at you. Maybe we can reach some kind of compromise. We bug out, you never see us again, and you give us something incidental that we can show to the elders so that we don't get hanged.
Are we still in combat at this point or no?
We're paused. You can respond.
Errant thinks for a solid moment. So you're wanting something to bring back that shows you got the job done, even though you're not coming back with the armor?
He nods.
Wow.
We'll tell them you set this fusion core to self-destruct or something.
Here's another choice. One of you leaves your own power armor. I take the fusion core. You take that armor back. Maybe scuff it up a little bit. And both of you leave here alive.
How do we explain the lack of power armor on one of us then?
That's not my problem.
The two of them look at each other. And then look back at you for a second.
Look, I left because, if you honestly want to know, it's not the way it used to be. We actually stood for something. We actually believed in something, and now it's just nothing. If you really want to continue following that, fine, so be it. I'm not here to change your mind, but if you want to listen, then stay with us and follow. Because otherwise you know what's waiting for you back there. Alternatively, have you ever heard of a super mutant crying? Their bones breaking right in front of you? Why is it, do you think I don't use guns? I could very well show you that right now.
Oh boy. Rock in a hard place.
You gave me the same choice.
So we did. Touche.
And honestly, if you want to do some good, Brotherhood won't do that. If you want to do some actual good, stay here and help them all.
The older one looks at the younger one again. We do know the order is coming. I don't think anyone in Edmonton is going to have power armor.
And quite frankly, you've come to the right person to fix that armor that, well, it's a little less of a leg now.
Very well. We yield. Okay. And I'm gonna like sort of screen wipe.
And I kill them both. No, I'm kidding.
Wonderful. What a happy family reunion.
Also give us your
Uh-huh.
Pog. We do a little screen wipe, and basically we kind of return to the characters again. One of them is now like in the combat fatigues they would wear underneath the armor. The other one's still in it, and Errant Waze is holding a new shiny fusion core. And he has been true to his word. I assume you were true to your word that you did try to patch up the one that you damaged.
Yeah, of course. I would also need to patch up myself. So if you wanted me to make a couple rolls there, let me know.
Dieth will also insist on seeing to the young man's leg.
Right. Okay, so one repair roll from Errant Waze, one medicine roll from Dieth should do it.
Repair, here we go.
While they're rolling, I'm going to ask Murphy and John and Noah what they would be doing.
Would, I guess Wayne, the older one, have anything to say to anybody else in the group while he's watching his buddy get patched up?
He doesn't say anything unless he's talked to.
Okay.
All right, so that was a little weird, but minor setback, I guess.
I'm very glad we met these kind gentlemen.
Kind is absolutely the word for it, Murphy. Look, if they're going to stay here and help the Edmonton Mall, well, that's excellent, considering the order is coming and we have other jobs to do. Now, the three of us could go and see the mayor. That also bars the idea that we also are not going to have a bunch of people chasing us even further into the mall once these two are behind. But what were you thinking, John? You want to get this out of the way?
John looks over at the two power armored goons and just goes, Jesus, Murphy. Nice gentleman. You are all lining, no cloud, brother.
Whatever you say, sir.
I don't know. After I just watched that, I'll be honest, I think I'd rather wait for Errant to come with us.
That makes a lot of sense. Although I will ask you not to insult our Mr. Handy, considering, well, he speaks like that because he's got a system issue, but don't worry about it.
Didn't feel like it was an insult, per se. One would actually, could potentially say that his optimism is a virtue.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Also, I just kind of wanted to say Jesus Murphy. It's funny because his name is... I'm going to wait. I would rather wait.
Must be a reference
Understood.
we didn't get over here, John.
Fair enough.
All right. Your friend here ought to carry you for a bit. You're going to need to stay off of that leg for at least 24 hours. After that, you can walk with crutches.
Doctor, I'm not sure they have 24 hours if the order is about to make a move.
It's not my problem what's going to happen around them. They've got to listen to the doctor's advice if they want to be able to walk on that leg straight again. That's all there is to it. Find yourself somewhere protected to sit or lie down. Go pick out a sniper shot area. Go sit on top of a roof. Go get into a dark basement and start praying. I don't care. Just stay off the leg.
There's a moment of silence, and then the two paladins sort of nod their heads. At least one or two of you are drawn suddenly by the commotion and hustle and bustle around you. Suddenly, the halls, which, despite the number of people who live here, have been pretty vacant for the most part, are suddenly alive with people running this way and that. You can see that most of them are carrying like big boxes of something and just skedaddling down the hallways. Others have like frying pans out, or like wooden bats or whatever. And here and there you can see a few of Downer's men running through and barking orders like, "Get over here! Keep that firearm in your holster! Everyone up to
John puts his
up to the
arm...
roof! Downer's orders!" and stuff like that.
John puts his hand on Noah's shoulder and just goes, "Look, I know I said we should wait, but actually maybe we should go and talk to the mayor before the mayor is busy."
Before the mayor is potentially shot and killed in this potential riot. Yes, I agree.
That's what I said. Busy. Let's go.
Yes, you understand the urgency now. Let's go. Gentlemen in power armor, we bid you adieu, but we must move on.
Toodles.
The young man just looks dejected, but the older one turns to Errant and just nods again. He's still got the armor on and says, You were a shiny spot in the chapter.
I appreciate that. Which way are we headed, east or west?
West. You are heading towards the Ritchie part of town, which is back
No, I
towards
mean, well, just like in general, which direction have we been going?
the water park was...
Well, like outside of the mall.
South is
Like-
west. South is like in true compass direction, like from
Yeah.
a bird's eye view.
Yeah.
West,
West. Okay.
give or take.
Okay. I just wanted to
Yeah.
just drop one thing.
There's a bonus when moving west.
Look, if you change your mind and you want to have something to live for,
Hmm.
go west. That's where I'm going.
Hmm.
I shouldn't be too hard to find.
The paladin nods. You guys are trying to find the broker, right?
That's the idea.
Have you seen or heard of him?
I've never met him personally, but another member of the chapter has met the broker. Yeah.
More evidence, John.
And if you do go back, start questioning what you see around you.
Right.
Your life is yours, not the Brotherhood's.
And they nod again and they turn away. As you journey towards the mayor, you catch snippets of conversations. The conversations range from panicked citizens trying to leave the mall, and Hugh Downer's men ensuring them that they're much safer inside and they should return home and hide under a table or something. Conversations of Hugh Downer's men discussing the setup on the rooftop and what they have to bring to bear. A couple of words like Gatling gun and anti-tank rifles and so on get mentioned here and there along those conversations. And then other conversations are just people going, Edmonton's doomed, those kind of things. And every so often, you hear maybe one or two very unusually calm voices pleading with the crowds to submit to the order's will. Most of those calm voices are then promptly followed up by a gunshot, as Hugh Downer has ordered all of those guys killed.
Which will have no consequences whatsoever.
Oh.
I can hear Bob's voice right now as he says it.
Murder.
Those lily livers out back.
Oh, fire your rifle.
You make it to what you know is the mayor's office because you were pointing this out by the information desk. The mayor is actually, the front door is actually open, and the mayor is like pacing back and forth in the little front hall. This is not his house; it is an office. It's set up as such. There's a little window at the front of the building that you can see him through. He's pacing back and forth. You can hear him mumbling under his breath that he would like to. Something about he would like to leave, but the sheriff hasn't given him the green light. Eventually, he notices one of you approach or whatever, and turns to us. Hello.
Good. Well, I'd say good day, but it surely seems to be a miserable one out here. Good day. I guess I really can't just dispense with the formalities. You know something that I need to know, and we may be able to get you out of here if that's what you're looking for.
Oh, wait, I've seen the five of you around. You're the guys that have been helping out. Really appreciate it.
I'm glad you do.
Listen, there's been a tense situation with the ghouls. They're up in arms. They've been demanding something or other. And now, of course, apparently one of our scouts has spotted the order on the horizon. So you can imagine, I'm a little bit pulled in multiple directions here.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I could possibly find a way to, if you'd like to escape them all, to help you escape them all, but first I need a little bit of information. Where is the broker?
The broker? Oh. Well, I mean, I've heard of him. Apparently he has, a couple of stations, a couple of bunkers.
You've
scattered
heard
across
of him,
all North America.
apparently.
So,
I have had it on relatively good authority that you have met him.
well, I haven't met him. We do have a resident here, of course, in Edmonton, he pauses for a second. Well, I guess we have two people who have met. Forget I said that. We have one person who's met him for sure. Virgil,
No, you did say two.
he points at a pretty lofty, what would have been like a big department store at one point, and now it's just been converted into a house. It's got like a front to it with a little door and a little mailbox. But for the player's knowledge, it's clearly like a converted like electronic store or something like that. That's been converted into a house. Well, Virgil Thames, of course. He's met the broker, and he's probably the one you wanna talk to. I would love to show you to him his residence, but I'm still waiting for orders from the sheriff. Not that I can't give orders, of course, but Sheriff Downer, of course, is in charge during military operations.
Sheriff Downer seems to be in charge quite a lot of the time. Fine, Virgil Thames. Who is the other?
There isn't any other.
You said
That,
there were
John
two.
John pops his head through the door of the office with his shotgun broken in half, and he goes, "Actually, you know what, Noah? I thought I was out of shotgun shells," and he like flicks it so it unbreaks, and his shotgun's clearly loaded. But actually, I had some left. So
how many, did you have two more?
I had two more.
Did you hear that? There was another one.
Yep, there were two. And John just points the gun at the mayor, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, I have terrible... Sometimes I just sweep the barrel. I know you're not supposed to do it, but..."
He
will-
raises his hands very Swedish. The
what
guy
were you
has
guys-
been drunk in 30 cups of coffee or something.
What were you guys
He's
talking about,
shaking.
Noah? The second guy?
Yeah, we were
That's what
talking
you were
about
talking
where
about, right?
the second guy is.
He just raises his hands. No, shoot, I'm not worth it, okay? Listen. Hugh Downer, okay? It's Hugh Downer. He claimed he got all his guns from him, okay? All right?
Son of
All right?
a
Don't kill me.
bitch, it's Hugh Downer?
I
Where do you
immediately point the gun away from him.
Where do you think he got all his weapons? God? He claims he got them from the broker. I think he probably just broke into a vault or something. But that's what he tells me, and he won't change his story.
By the way, I was never going to shoot you. I'm not a barbarian.
No, none of us. We are completely civilized here.
Okay, whatever. Listen, you ain't talking to him. So if you want to know where the broker is, like, that's your man. Please, I don't know nothing about nothing.
Now,
Please put your guns away.
we can. Now, the thing is, we'd like to know where the mayor is, and if you can't leave here, well, what I can do, and Noah takes his jacket...
Sorry, no one. Just to clarify, Richard, this is the mayor.
Oh, this is the mayor.
Yeah.
Sorry. You said you knew where Virgil was, and since you can't yet leave, I think, well, you're not going to be the one that's leaving. And Noah takes his sunglasses and Letterman jacket off and offers it over. You're going to, well, you're not going to be the one that's leaving. Somebody else that might kind of look like you and is dressed differently is.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, no, I hear you loud and clear. Thanks. All right, listen, this way. And he comes out of the office, sort of scooting past the guy who was threatening him with a shotgun a moment. Listen, Virgil's this way, okay? I'll knock on his door. I'll make sure he answers you, and you can take it from there. But just listen, the guy's a little weird, okay? So, just to, be nice.
Weird is something that we can easily handle.
Yeah, I've been handling it since I got here. There's no normal people in this godforsaken wasteland.
Except
looks
for
like she
me,
likes-
of course.
Yeah.
Except for Murph, of course.
Completely, Murphy. Always on point as usual.
Of course.
Okay, listen. This way. And he walks you over to what I said, I described the electronic store that's been converted into, like I said, sort of a home. And he knocks on the door. It's a very quaint, like all of these houses look like those like 1950s like homes in the flyers or whatever. But it's just like the front. So it's just a mall
Put up a facade,
storefront.
yeah.
And they've just put like the front facade. So it's got the little triangle at the top where the roof would be. It's got like the little painted door with the little knob. It's got a little quaint mailbox with his name on it. It's got a little window with the curtains are currently closed, like they're currently drawn or whatever, and everything's sort of painted nice white kind of thing. But the moment you like turn to the side, like the facade's like 3 inches thick, and then behind that you can just like it's just the storefront. But it's been done up enough that it covers completely the storefront. You have to go through this little door to get into what would be the store proper. So.
Looks like it was an old radio hut.
He knocks on the door. Virgil? Virgil, you home? Who is it? You hear from inside. It's me. It's the mayor. I really need you to open up. There's someone here who wants to talk to you. And you see like a set of eyes peek out from the curtains in the window. And you can see that this Virgil Temps guy is very old. Probably in his 70s at least. And time hasn't been super... I mean, no insult to those who are 70. My dad's 70. He's an ox. I know lots of 70-year-olds who are in great shape. This guy's not in great shape. He's frail. He's bony. He's kind of hunched over. He's hunched over or whatever. Time has not been very kind to him, and he's just got sort of like you can see the little frail peepers peeking out, and you're sort of squinted from like a lifetime of like not bright enough light or whatever. And then he closes the curtains again and calls again from the door. Oh, wow, there seems to be a lot of guests today. Nadia will be happy. She hasn't had too many guests. But oh dear, we haven't cleaned up. Well, if we must talk, one can come in. One person, I think otherwise, I think will attract too much mud into the house. Okay? I'll tell Nadia we have a guest. Nadia! He turns away. He just stands there in silence. You don't hear any reply. And he turns back to the door. She says, come in. So,
Is it okay if I come in, but if it's only one person that can come in, can I bring in my droids? My Mr. Handy and my Securitron?
oh, you have a Mr. Handy? Well, I wouldn't want to deprive you of your butler. I think the Securitron's probably going to tread too much mud in the carpet. Did you hear that, Nadia? They want to bring the Securitron in. Again, there's no reply. Oh, yes, okay, yes, I know. I'm afraid she says that she's a bit worried about the carpets here, but your Mr. Handy is certainly welcome to come in. I'm afraid I don't have any tea for him. Oh, I guess robots don't drink tea. Do robots drink tea, Nadia? No, they don't. They don't, do they? Yes, so
I tried the
Handy can
door.
come in.
Do robots drink tea?
Oh. The doorknob falls off. It wasn't actually secured to anything. Oh, I wouldn't open the door. I wouldn't open the door until I'm ready. It's quite booby-trapped, I must say. Don't want to protect against those looters and all of that. Give me 1 second. I'll move the tripwire.
This is all you, daring leader. Have fun.
I don't know who else would do this.
There's another moment.
I can't think of anyone
there's a sound
either.
of like a wire being wound up or whatever. And he says, okay, quite all right. Quite all right. You and your Mr. Handy can come in.
Murphy, could you please enter first?
Of course, sir. And Murphy enters first.
Oh.
Too bad that's not going to help you with the tripwires, boss.
Yeah, exactly. He hovers.
And Dieth takes a few long steps back from the door entrance and goes find somewhere to be semi close to cover.
Clearly, somebody's never seen what happens to hack and slash. So
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same. I'll be back here. My extra protection. Yeah.
Now I will let my Securitron know. If you hear me scream, kick the door in. Now, I can enter after I've given him that command.
Murphy, when you step in, the front of this area has been done up really nicely. It's like a classic city room. There's a little rug. There's a little couch on one side. They got like a little TV. The TV screen is punched out though, like it's broken totally. So it's just kind of there. And there's like little quaint pictures up on the wall. There's 2 pictures, in fact. One is just a generic like background kind of like field thing you'd see in a dentist office.
Right.
And the other one is a picture of a man and a woman. They look like they're in like wedding attire. The man's in like a big tuxedo. The woman's in a white dress. You can't see her face because she's got like a veil over it. And it looks like the picture was taken outside somewhere. So.
What a lovely home.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Handy. Please, won't you take a seat? Oh, I guess you can't do that.
I cannot.
All right. Well, who else is coming with you? I didn't think it was just you.
I am entering. Can I check for traps?
Yeah. Roll explosives, please.
Damn it! Oh, great.
Oh no.
I could assist.
For the record, I would be really bad at this. So.
What do I roll?
I got
to
2
assist?
successes.
You should be able to just click on the roll to assist thing. That's shown up in the chat now.
It's a good time to roll a 1.
No tokens are selected. How do I?
Oh, you have to click on your token first and then roll to assist. Yeah.
What attribute is it?
Explosives, perception.
Perception. Okay.
3 successes.
Hey.
Nice.
Oh yeah, he sees a lot.
3 total. Okay. You needed 2, so you have 1 either to bank or to spend on extra information or whatever. What are you gonna do? You gonna bank it, Richard, or you want extra? Info?
I would like as much information as 1 extra point will give me, please.
Okay.
If not, I'd like to spend another point to get more information if possible.
Okay. I'll let you spend the floater you had then.
Okay.
The place is a minefield. Every single piece of furniture, all of the pictures, every doorway, hallway transition is rigged in some way. Whether it be a tripwire or some kind of spike trap or a bottle cap mine, the place is a death trap.
Oh my goodness.
Virgil moves around the room so gingerly and frailly, it makes you almost grimace as he walks around. But he obviously knows exactly where his traps are because he sort of avoids them at the last moment or whatever. He steps over at the last moment.
It's a lot of perception, a lot of taking care, a lot of making sure he doesn't make a mistake, because then it's not his problem anymore. Gosh, I enter, and I match his ginger approach around the room. Is there actually a spot on a couch or something to sit on without exploding?
The couch is perfectly safe.
I did roll 3. I sit on the couch.
Okay, then you die. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no.
Rocks fall and you die.
With Murphy's assistance, you managed to gauge that the couch seems to be safe. So you do sit on the couch. He turns back around. Oh, I'm afraid I haven't made tea for anything. I'm a poor host indeed.
Virgil, tea time is, well, unfortunately, an illusion, much as regular time is as well. I do need to know, though, as you're worried about looters, and I'm worried about looters, and I'd rather get to this information before the other looters do. I'm looking for a certain man.
Okay, well, I don't know how I could help.
His call sign, his title, is the Broker.
Oh, the Broker. What a lovely chap. Little bit blocky, maybe, boxy. Interesting, yes. Oh, yes, met him, or at least I met a representative. He claimed he spoke with the authority of the broker. I have no idea what that means. Big blocky metal chap he was. Yes. Okay, yeah, sure. The broker. What do you want from him?
I'd like
sort of a
to
vacant smile.
know. I'd like to know his location so that I and the rest of my team can procure what is rightfully ours.
Oh, you want to know where he is? Oh, want to pay him a visit, do you? Oh, yes.
I would
of course,
love
of
to.
course. Oh, yes. Well, was it? The broker was wonderful. Nadia was sick, you see. Very sick several years ago. Nobody in the town had the medicine for it. Even the doctor had no clue how to handle it. Not very sick she was. And I found this chap, the broker, just a couple of days travel from here he was. Very, very convenient, actually. And wouldn't you know it, he made her all better.
Do you know what he did to help her, though? Is this going to be a monkey's paw situation, or is she absolutely okay? Where is she, actually?
There weren't any monkeys involved, certainly. No monkeys involved. The way it works is the broker is a simple businessman, asks for a transaction. You state what you want from him, and he asks you something in return. I've heard sometimes it's money, but in my case, it definitely wasn't. Couldn't really afford anything. Obviously, spent most of my caps on the doctor. Didn't seem interested in mortal caps, the strange chap. No, he wanted something else quite entirely.
I've heard he's like that. What, per se, so I have a rough estimate of what I might have to offer up myself. What did you give him for Nadia back?
Oh, nothing very important. My both of my kidneys, my spleen, half of my large intestine, and a small portion of my stomach. But wasn't he good enough to patch those in with other things?
With other things? Interesting. So you're bionic, at least in some capacity.
Oh, sure, I wouldn't know of any fancy words like that. The point is, he asked for something very small in response for true love. And no, isn't that what we always want? Healed Nadia right up, right quick. Isn't that right, Nadia? And he calls off to the hallway, but there's no reply.
Murphy?
Yes, sir.
Is Murphy able to give Nadia a visit? I would love to have her come out so I can meet her. We're having this lovely conversation. I would love to meet Nadia.
Oh, Nadia is not really one for visitors. She's a bit shy, you see. Doesn't really like strangers. You understand these kinds of things.
I meet strangers constantly. I'm not really quite sure what you mean.
Oh, well, she's a bit uncomfortable. I think a young man in the house might intimidate her a little bit.
I see. But, Virgil...
Mm-hmm.
I haven't told you my name yet, have I?
No, you haven't.
My name is Jenkins, and I would love to say that Virgil and Jenkins are now friends.
Oh, yes, well, I mean, a friend does invite one into one's own house, and yes, very good. Jenkins, was it? Well, respectful name. Very respectful name. I've heard of that somewhere before.
It's very common where I come from, but now that we're friends, I don't think I'm a stranger anymore. Nadia should be able to come say hello.
All right, roll speech, please.
3 successes.
Nice. Okay. He looks reluctant again. Oh, okay, very good. I tell you what. I think she would be less intimidated if your Mr. Handy came. I think she really likes Mr. Handys. So I'll tell you what. If you proceed down the hallway, your Mr. Handy robot here, he looks like a nice chap. He can pop in and say hello, and then it's right back out again.
I'm very popular with the ladies.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, she's been tired of recent, and I wouldn't want to disturb her rest, so pop in, say hello, and then right back out, I would say. And then
completely understood. And then we can continue to speak about the location of the broker.
Oh, the location of the broker. Yes, of course. I don't suppose you have something to write something down on.
Oh, I have my Pip-Boy. You can just tell me where it is and I'll plot a marker.
Oh, sure. Okay, so let's assume that's happening. Meanwhile, Murphy, you're proceeding down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
As you proceed, you continue to see And booby traps here and there. Every room that leans off, you can see has some sort of wire across it or whatever, usually at the bottom. The rooms are strangely empty. There isn't a lot of so let me just give you a more visual. So he set up the front entrance where it's a nice little oval area, and then it goes down a hallway, and all of the rooms branch off either to the left or right. So you pass a kitchen, you pass like a sitting room, a bathroom, etc., etc. But everything's very austere. So everything's very austere and very bare. There isn't like much in the way of furniture or niceties anywhere else. However, you continue to pass these photos of the couple, and obviously taken at different points in their life. You see them. The one at the front obviously was their wedding. You find another picture later of them just kind of like holding hands somewhere else, or just like in regular clothes, and that sort of continues. And then you pass one picture that's just him by himself. And he's I'm not going to make you roll this. He's very clearly dressed in what looks like funeral garb. And then before you know it, you've reached the end of the hallway to a closed door.
Murphy reaches and turns the knob.
Okay. The door swings open, and inside you see the bedroom. There aren't any lights in this bedroom. Whether or not any could be turned on. There are no lights on. There doesn't seem to be any switches or anything like that. So the room is pretty dark, especially this far away from the illumination of the mall hallways. In here, there's a large queen-size bed. And there's a large queen-size bed, and on the bed is a body. The body is female. You can really only tell that from certain shapes of anatomy, because she doesn't have much left on her. Her ankles and wrists have been chained to the bed, and she is somewhere between like ravenous ghoul and android phenomena. Murphy, if you had any sort of ability to feel disgust or be grossed out, this would be that moment for you. Because you don't, you simply process the scene as someone who is completely emancipated. I think that's the word I want. Thin to the bone, lacking most of their skin, and various sections of her have been replaced with metallic parts. Emaciated? Yes, thank you. Emancipated is freed from tyranny, isn't it?
Yes.
Which it would seem, seeing as she's chained to the bed, might be the furthest from the truth.
Yeah. So, emaciated. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So, yes. So, to summarize, she is a cross between a very, very, very bony ghoul and some kind of cyborg thing. The thing on the bed doesn't even turn its head as you enter the room.
Upon seeing this horrible figure in the state it is, Murphy says, "Oh my God! You must be starving! I shall go to prepare you something immediately." And heads back towards Noah.
Right. Okay. Nice. Okay, by the time Murphy returns to Noah and Virgil, Virgil has given you an approximate location, Noah.
That is only a couple days away. I much appreciate that.
You should probably hurry. Lots of commotion about in the streets. I don't know, riffraff. That's why I live up here, nice and quiet.
I do agree. You do keep safe. Put all of your traps back, because I'm sure you're going to have a lot of people knocking on this door Would you like me to replace the doorknob on the way out?
Oh, the doorknob. Oh, yes, probably. Yes, pretty. Please, yes. Yes, wouldn't want any looters coming about.
Taking the doorknob would be the worst thing.
Oh, yes, certainly. It's hard to find doorknobs, isn't it, Nadia? Yes, she agrees. And by this time, Murphy's come back. Oh, Murphy. Yes. Oh, he doesn't know it. Sorry, he doesn't know your name. Now the Mr. Handy has returned. Yes. What a nice chap you are. Listen, unfortunate that you still have your Mr. Handy with you. We lost ours to misuse many years ago. Unfortunately, our mechanic wasn't quite up to fixing him, but we've gotten by, haven't we, Nadia? Yes, we've gotten by.
Well, Murphy, I'm glad you got to say hello to Nadia. And Virgil, would you like me to do anything for you? Since you've given me some information, this technically should be an exchange, shouldn't it?
Oh no, I don't think that's. I don't know if that's net. I don't know if that's net. I don't know if that's Ness. I don't know if that's Ness. I don't think that's necessary, Noah. You've done quite enough for me today. He doesn't seem aware of the fact that he just repeated the same sentence a few times, but he gives you another vacant smile.
Quite. Okay. Thank you so much, Virgil. This has been an absolute blast, and I will see you some other time when we return to the Edmonton Mall.
Oh, very, very good. Very good. Yes. Have a nice day. Have a nice day.
Don't forget to feed the wife, sir.
Oh, yes. Almost dinner time. Definitely, yes. Gonna cook up a storm tonight, I think.
She is positively ravenous.
Oh, is that true? Oh, yes. Well, she can get quite feisty when she's hungry. Isn't that right, Nadia? Quite feisty, yes.
Do I have to roll to sneak back out of the door, or am I good for
No,
avoiding
you're good.
traps
You're good.
again?
You're good. Yeah, it's fine. You got it. You got some successes. You can tiptoe your way out.
We leave, and I'm giving the pleasantries like, "Oh, thank you, Virgil. Goodbye. Thank you." And he closes the door. Murphy, that was really weird in there, and I don't know what you saw, but I'm glad we got out safe.
I'm not quite sure what I saw either, sir.
We can talk about it in a little bit. Let's reconvene with the group and get the hell out of here, because, gentlemen, I know where we're going next.
Excellent. It's a good thing you know where you're going next, because basically the five of you do not want to be here. The mall starts to shake and rock, and it's clear that the battle has already begun. The five of you should probably make yourselves scarce. Try to find, well, this broker seems a better alternative than the mall right now. So, we'll find out exactly how your journey goes and what becomes of the Edmonton Mall a little bit, and maybe what Hugh Downer's response is to
After
becoming
these
whores.
messages.
Yeah, exactly. After this short break. It's 9:24, gentlemen. We'll be back at 9:34. See you then.
See you then.
Okay, let me know when we're back in, and I'll
We're back
do it
in.
again. We're back in? Okay, great. All right, and we are back. And, Bob, thank you so much for joining us. We are now going to shift the attention over to Hugh Downer. We're going to rewind a couple of minutes because as you guys were approaching Virgil, like I said, you heard some shouts about Hugh Downer heading to the roof and taking some of his deputies with them and all of that. So we're going to rewind a couple of minutes. We're in the office of Hugh Downer. So, Dad, if you would take it away.
Deputy Bradshaw comes into Hugh Downer's office. Hugh Downer looks up at his deputy.
Mm.
The deputy explains to Hugh Downer that the order is marching on the town. So Hugh Downer pulls out his solid gold stopwatch from his vest pocket, opens it up and looks at the time. I reckon it's time to get up on the roof and mow those sons of bitches down like grass under my lawnmower. My Gatling gun will make short work of them. Nobody takes over my town except over my dead body.
Mm. Nice. All right. Deputy Bradshaw nods, and except for me. So
I was about to say that.
We see Hugh Downer and a few other men start climbing up onto the roof of the West Edmonton Mall from inside. They gather on the top, and just as he promised, adorned on one side of the mall is in fact a Gatling gun. Right, Dad?
That's right.
No, 2 Gatling
Uh,
guns.
Two. One for each hand. In the distance, the marching of the order has indeed begun. A group at least 50 strong, of men and women, all shapes and sizes, and wearing things all the way ranging from makeshift combat armor all the way down to just cloaks, basically, have sort of marched to the edge of the mall. The various the various random settlers and peddlers who are outside on this side of the mall in the parking lot have all vacated, either running away completely or have relocated to the other side of the mall's parking lot instead. So they're on sort of the edge of the lot. And one of them, again, just dressed sort of in a cloak and dressed similarly to the so-called representatives that have come in the mall, steps forward and shouts. So he's shouting at the top of his lungs so that you can hear him. I'm not going to do that over the microphone because I don't want to hurt anyone's ears or my throat, but just so you know, he's shouting to you. Ah, and you must be Sheriff Hugh Downer. I am a representative of the Order. Sheriff Downer, we extend our arm in one simple proposition. We ask that you stand down, put away your guns and violent ways, and surrender the Edmonton Mall to the Order. Let us join in unity, and let us be rid of chaos for all time.
Well, this is my answer. I'm feeling especially generous today, so if you turn around, go back where you come from, I won't use my Gatling gun to rip you to shreds.
And the representative stands there for a second, and he looks to one side or other. That is a most unfortunate answer, Sheriff Downer. We were hoping we could settle this with our words instead of our violence. But we are prepared to respond. We ask you to reconsider and not open fire. And, but without another word, he motions to the guys following him, and the line start marching towards the town. As they get closer and closer, you can see all of them are armed. Guns, melee weapons, you name it.
All right. Hugh Downer turns to his Deputy Bradshaw and asks him for the 500 round drum to put on top of his Gatling gun. And Hugh Downer puts the drum on the top of the Gatling gun, and he opens up.
Yeah. Machine gun sound effects to follow. All right, and Hugh starts, or Downer starts to chew through the forward lines, like a hot knife through butter. Viscerae fly everywhere. Chunks of people, fly everywhere. And in a brief moment, the entire lot of them have been mowed down to the ground. Bradshaw looks at you. Well, that was amazing, Sheriff. That was it. The Order had 50 guys. We won. Edmonton is safe.
That all they had?
He shrugs. Well, I mean, and before any more questions or celebrations can be made, there's a brief rumbling sound, and there's a gush of wind that blows across the mall, and tarps fly out from the parking lot and scatter into the air, and anything sort of not nailed down starts sort of sliding across the rooftop, and Bradshaw, probably you as well, Downer, need to sort of shield your face from the sudden burst of dust that gets shot up, and you look up and notice that 2 VTOLs have descended from above the air. Both of them are armed to the hilt, rocket launchers and the like, miniguns attached on either side, and the 2 VTOLs descend. And there's another there's a call out from a similar voice, obviously coming from some kind of comm system inside one of the vertibirds. Yes, the chat has guessed correctly, and the voice simply says, "You have chosen death. We shall answer in kind. Edmonton will burn." And rockets start firing. Hute, as the rockets start firing and Bedlam erupts, what do we see Hute doing as the scene starts fading to black?
He definitely tracks the missiles as they come in and knocks them out with his Gatling gun.
Gets another drum in there. The first few are intercepted by your Gatling rounds and explode midair. But more come. And soon the miniguns open fire too. And we fade to black. The fate of Edmonton shall be settled and revealed eventually. But for now, we turn our attention back to our 5 adventurers.
When you say
more
eventually,
Errant Waze.
aren't we still right here?
So,
No, we're at the shawarma shop.
This was
right. We're already at least 300 kilometers that away. Don't worry about it.
a
How
couple
do we
days
get
travel.
there? We walked
Yeah,
there?
I picked you all up and ran.
That'll work.
You put us in the wagon. You carry the armor around in.
When I
Like a
say
ride in
the
my
fate
little
of
red
Edmonton
wagon.
will be revealed eventually, what I mean is the fate of everyone inside the mall. The 5 of you have left the mall at this point. You've departed through a back door. Normally, entrance
Oh.
would be highly scrutinized,
Mhm.
but it was easy to slip out with all of the various sheriff's men trying to rout up the panicking civilians and such.
Yeah,
That's
we went out.
lucky.
We went out of the delivery door in the food court.
That's right.
I would have
Well-
expected them to try and barricade entrances against the order.
So,
Good thing they're not particularly well organized.
Well, no, that's the nice thing about malls. That those doors actually only open from one direction. The inside.
Organized? Have you
Um,
seen Hugh down?
it's less a matter of organization. They are starting to barricade certain entrances. There's just a lot. Remember this is, it's like
The largest mall
multi-million
in North
square
America.
in North America, right? So, as fast as they can, they are barricading entrances. They are trying to block entryways. But there's
Yeah.
just so many of them. That
Our group
I-
was just like, yeah, don't worry, guys, we'll get this one.
They're also
we got this one
severely-
covered.
yeah.
Yeah, they're also severely understaffed, as we've heard, Kirk.
Mm-hmm. So, so the 5 of you are able to slip out of one entrance somewhere, at least easily enough. Even if, yes, they are being diligent in trying to barricade as much as they can.
I make us an exit.
So,
You
or
don't have
that.
Oh, we got one.
You know,
It's cool.
whatever happens, right? So I don't think that's going to be an issue there. It's only been a small journey for you so far. No one now has the location, supposedly, of the broker's bunker. That's fun to say. Broker's bunker. But it is a few days' journey, and so far you've made only a short trip. You're far enough away now that the lines of ordermen were, small figures on the horizon, but you were close enough to hear the high-pitched clatter of Gatling fire, followed by the gushing and high velocity engines of 2 vertibirds descending, fired by the firing of missiles and miniguns from both sides. So,
Wow.
screaming, explosions, flame, erupt. And again, for those of you with very good perception, scanning the horizon, you can see rows and rows of more men and vehicles incoming.
Well, they had a shitty general store anyways.
Virgil Thames had a house full of explosives, and I'm pretty sure that's going to take care of itself very, very handily.
Hmm.
Gentlemen, he was telling me when he went to the broker to get his wife Nadia fixed from her illness that...
Before Noah continues, are you guys continuing to travel as this conversation's happening? Because I would
No,
advise
we
that.
sat down for tea and crumpets.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're in the shawarma shop.
It's tea
Oh,
and crumpet
no.
time.
Oh dear. Ugh.
You have to stop for tea and crumpets at tea and crumpet time.
So are there more lines of people in our way? Is that what you're saying?
No. The lines
No,
are
there's no
heading
other
towards Edmonton.
refugees. Nobody else chose to flee Edmonton and the surrounding areas.
Oh yeah, people are running every direction.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
But
Are some of them on fire?
they're not
Yes.
they're not
Damn it.
stopping us in any
No, nobody gives a crap about you guys. They're just.
But I don't
running
mean
through the
like
hills.
trying to stop us. I mean like incidentally getting in our way.
Oh, nothing that puts you on the back foot.
Well, I think
Just
But
quickly
there's
shove
bedlam-
through and
there's-
pass kind of thing.
There's bedlam everywhere, and
We've
anyone who
got
does
a
get in your way
dude-
could just push them aside. Kind
Yeah,
of thing.
we've got a dude in power armor. They're probably keeping a wide berth. They don't know what we're about.
If we
We're
had
also-
in
we
an
push
alley,
through.
just
also,
Or
guys,
a ghoul, a robot.
we need
yeah,
to
there's
walk.
all
We
this.
need to walk in slow motion because behind us is a burning explosion waiting to happen.
Is a cauliflower.
I don't really feel like we got the time to
I've
do
seen
the
plenty
slow-mo
of burning
thing.
explosions in my life.
Well, we
Although-
I don't need another.
we just increase the amount of frames per second.
Anyways, didn't mean to deter the conversation. I do want to have Richard continue. I just wanted to make it clear that you guys should continue to move as this is happening. So.
Oh yeah, big time.
No.
All right.
No.
All right. Sorry,
Yeah,
Rich.
well,
Didn't mean to interrupt you there. Well, I did, but now you can continue.
Right. Speaking of Virgil, he was a curious fellow. He was telling me about the things that he went to the broker to. He went to the broker to get his wife fixed.
Nadia.
Made her not sick anymore. Her name was Nadia, and Murphy had the pleasure of meeting her. I unfortunately
She
did not,
was in
as
an
I was-
awful state.
I'm sure she was. She was going to be in a much worse one soon. But he did mention that the broker might have taken some of his organs and possibly replaced them with other things. Maybe hers. His manner of speaking was not necessarily clear, but concerning nonetheless. So I am telling you this so that you will know in advance whether or not you want to get off of this ride.
Interesting. What is this all about? Some sort of equivalent exchange?
Wow, Noah, that's so convenient of you to give us this option now when our options are this way or back to the flaming mall.
Well, John, it didn't mean to end this way. This is just the way that the cards were dealt. You've played enough gambling things in the last day. You understand.
Well, regardless of what the broker has to offer, where you go, Noah, I go.
All right, you know what, Noah? This is karma. I'll tell you this now because it didn't really seem to make much of a difference anyways. Those caps that I paid you back with, those were counterfeit.
I'm not sure it really matters as long as they look like caps, honestly.
I know that's
The
what
heck
I'm
is a
saying. Like,
counterfeit bottle cap, anyways.
that's what I'm saying, right? Like, it's still made a met. Like, I don't really get your economy. I'll be honest.
You know, it's
that
pretty
makes
much
at least two of us, kid.
It's pretty much a market that people set whatever they'd like. Murphy, you did get a good look at Nadia, though, I assume. Was she out of sorts? You said she was sick.
Who cares about the dead guy's dead wife?
She might be dead.
She was in a similar state to Mr. Dieth,
Similar.
However-
how?
partially metal. Like me.
I'm...
So
a
you're saying
little
she
bit
was
of both.
a robo-ghoul.
I did suggest that he might have had some kind of bionic additions to his own body or hers. You're saying she was more like a ghoul than a person, but also a robot?
I think that you shouldn't say things like that, especially in the presence of the good doctor. That's pretty rude, Noah.
Well, this is clarification because
What do I care?
ghouls aren't just made immediately.
She was awful to look at, sir.
Dieth actually raises an eyebrow at Noah's statement. Wow, now that I think of it, maybe you're actually onto something there. There's only one generation of ghouls. I don't
If
know
this
what
was-
she might have been before she saw the broker, but if he's creating new ghouls,
Is that
That's
even
something
possible?
different.
Well, we're not. I will be honest with you, gentlemen. We have encountered multiple things that simply do not make sense. John, unfortunately, you are one of them. And that also means that other things could continue to happen in such a way that we're not going to understand. So I don't mean to give you the option to hightail it from here as fast as you possibly can, but this is more dire than we've ever considered.
Could I make a suggestion, sirs?
Anytime, Murphy.
Perhaps this Black Talon and the broker are somehow related.
Based on
I'm not seeing the connection now.
I mean,
Why would they
The-
have anything to do with each other? Hasn't the broker been around here for who knows how long? And this Black Talon fellow, he's a newbie. Haven't heard of him or the Order ever before.
yeah, that's because this Black Talon fellow comes from where I come from. So,
Wait, do you know him?
Did we not cover this?
I definitely told Noah this. I might have glossed over it. We had some other stuff on our plate. Yeah, he's bad fucking news, and he's from where I'm from.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Just been a lot going on. As long as we don't ever have to meet him, I don't see that it makes any difference. There's a lot of bad fucking news in this world.
The Order continues
Yeah.
on the direction it's going. At some point, it might be an inevitability. Maybe.
That's why we're walking away.
Yeah, we
Whatever
should
happens, I'm
definitely,
sure we can cover it.
We should probably move at speed because, I don't know what his game is, but he might be looking for a way back as well. So we want to get to the broker and gone before he gets to the broker at all, preferably.
Sounds like a
Makes
good
sense.
move.
Well,
Provided
if
this
we
broker actually exists in the first place.
if we are needing to pick up pace, if we could find some sort of carrying thing, I got a little extra juice. So
Oh, sure. I'll just go get my 2077 Buick. Pull it right around.
John, I will say, if possible, visual confirmation and proof of somebody being turned into something potentially monstrous, it comes from the broker. I think that means that's more proof than not that he exists. We just don't know what he exists for now.
I don't know. I didn't really get to talk to him for too long, but that old man seemed kind of fucking crazy. So
Oh, he had explosives lining every single inch of his house. I'm certainly lucky that I escaped with my life, or at least with my feet.
yeah.
So,
So all
what
I'm
we know
saying
is
is-
that a crazy dude thinks that he talked to somebody who maybe called himself the broker and definitely did some nasty things to his wife.
And I mean, hey, I'm still here. I'm gonna see this one through because I don't really know what other options I've got around here. And I look, I'll promise you this: if this guy tries to turn me into some kind of robot ghoul, I will find a couple more shotgun shells. If you get what I'm saying.
I do appreciate the spirit, John. Well, I think that's unanimous then. We're all moving. Well,
I don't know. Could be worse fates than becoming a robo-ghoul. Just a regular ghoul, for instance. And on that note, off
And on
we
that
go.
note, let's go. Okay, everyone except
before-
Murphy. Oh,
before we do move on, Noah takes one last look at the burning, or the soldiers marching and the smoke starting to rise. He takes one last look before pressing forwards.
That's a good mall too.
yeah,
Made a
it's
best pro shot.
it's starting
I'm
to
sorry, I
starting,
never got to go to the indoor theme park.
starting to go up in flames. That's the title. Who would have guessed?
what?
Everyone who's not
Ah,
Murphy.
shoot. I knew I should have read the title of this episode.
Everyone who's not Murphy. Now DS needs to roll a fourth wall check. No, everyone
Lisa
who's not
defeated.
everyone who's not Murphy, please roll survival. Murphy, please roll perception.
Of course, sir.
I'm still in my suit. Do I still need to roll?
Yes, please.
Okay.
But I will make the difficulty lower.
That is a
How do I
one
roll
success.
just perception?
1 success from John, 1 from Noah,
Okay, never
1 from
mind.
Nicholas, and 3 from Errant Waze. There you go. Very nice.
It helps to have a maxed out stat.
Yep.
How do I roll just perception?
Is this a effect
click
of
on
disease?
If you want to just roll perception,
Yeah.
I guess just roll
I
Do
thought
the
those
top
Subway
left.
subs weren't as fresh as they said.
I
top
thought we were
left of the
using
quick roll.
survival.
Quick roll.
and
Quick
then
roll.
you could do contribute, and then under skill would be
Oh.
none.
Okay,
and
okay,
then
thank
just-
you.
Yeah.
1d20, is that it?
2.
2d20. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So yeah, I'm not making Murphy roll. This is like an abstraction of like it's super hot out here, and like do you find food and water, and can you survive, and does anyone get bogged down, and blah 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 blah. So good news, everyone rolled well enough that for now, all of you are keeping pace. So
I do have additional
Um,
food and water on my person. If
Did
we?
I've just been doing this shit for 200 years.
Did we get to bank any from the 3 that I rolled?
yeah, you can bank 2 off of your
2.
roll.
Okay.
Should
So
be at
bring us
7
to
now, yeah?
7 then, yeah.
Back to 7.
Noise.
Bum, bum, bum. So. All right, and and he left and he came back, and he left and he came back. Okay, I think he's done. I don't know why he came back, but he told me he
Hugh
was
Downer.
done for tonight.
He keeps breathing his last breath
Yeah,
and then returning to this mortal coil.
that's right.
I still
Yeah.
have another clip.
But he's gonna, he's Arnold Schwarzeneggering this shit until.
Gotta show
Yeah.
these
He's gonna hit
Scallywags
rigor.
boss.
Get to the chopper!
Rigor mortis
He's
with
hitting rigor mortis on the trigger,
thumbs
so he
down
holds.
on the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sure hope Sheriff Downer's okay. That guy was kind of crazy and like a tyrant, but he seems more fun than Black Talon, so...
Hmm.
I
Actually, you
wouldn't
know
be.
what, gentlemen? Here's a point I didn't even get to say. Gentlemen, I did also hear that Hugh Downer did meet him as well. So, I wonder if the broker made him that way too.
Hugh Downer's also crazy.
Both of them seemed to be. I wonder.
Some mall personnel did say that Hugh Downer and his men rolled in a generation ago. Suddenly loaded down with weapons and took over the place.
I will also say, Hugh Downer has this weird, like, Western flair for the dramatic. And, like, I got my guns from an unnamed guy named the Broker in the Wasteland. That feels very much like, something like a tall tale, if you will.
You think his fish was only this big, eh?
A Wild West story.
He has
as you
the
call
guns.
Well, regardless of speculation, there's one way to find out.
One way to find out.
And it still
Let's find
days
out if
that way.
Hip Boy Mark is worth anything.
So this is we're just going to like a bunker. He doesn't
Yeah,
live in a settlement or anything, Noah, that you're aware of.
As far as I'm aware, it's the bunker of
Right. So
the broker bunker.
That's right.
Did this crazy fellow have anything to tell you about how well it was defended? What it would look like when we found it?
Well, Doctor, I think I'll do you one better. If he's looking for people to make deals and he might make them crazy or turn them into robo-ghouls, I'm sure security might be lax.
Or composed entirely of robo-ghouls, one way or the other.
I don't really like the sound of that, but it does reduce our odds a little bit.
I just don't understand like what his deal is. Like you'd think an information broker maybe would want to be in like a metropolitan and not in a hole in the middle of the wasteland.
He has multiple bunkers. It's not, I assume it's an interconnected series of tunnels or some kind of information gathering system that's all linked through the
multiple
internet.
bunkers?
I have no idea.
And also, I don't think anybody said anything about information being the thing that he brokerages.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but brokerage normally requires 2 parties at minimum. So hole in the desert, wasteland, whatever. Doesn't matter.
I get your
Honestly,
point, John, but just look around here. You've mostly got holes in the desert.
honestly, I'm just trying to make conversation. It's a long walk.
Fair enough. There's a long way to go before you
Mm.
find somewhere that isn't a hole in the desert. So
Mm. All right, and luckily because it's not real life, but instead a tabletop role-playing session,
What?
I will mercifully fast forward us through the
My
journey.
immersion is
However,
broken.
However, as we are journeying, obviously there will be a couple of places to camp or stop or rest along the way. It is a 3 days journey. No, 4 days journey. Sorry, it's a 4 days journey
Jeez.
to get to this bunker. So lots of time there. I will give anyone who wants to a chance to have a not too long but a conversation with someone else in the traveling party if they so desire.
Question, good sir.
Yes.
With the multiple days journey, how many times can I attempt to repair my armor?
You have enough time that you're not under stress, so you can patch it up.
Okay, yeah, it's not too much damaged anyways. So
and you're not under other than the fact that it's really hot and dusty and blah 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 and exposed, you're not under too much duress. So
cool, thank you.
So I'd rather search for pieces of heart. Go fishing.
I'd rather go for the stamina drops.
Yes. Okay.
I just don't want to do the fishing minigame. That's all I'm saying.
But you get a piece of heart from the fishing minigame.
It's true. Only if you're an adult, though. As a kid, adult, you get the golden scale. Kid, you get the piece of heart. Anyways.
Well, if you're playing Breath of the Wild, you just shoot the fish with an arrow, and then you're good.
That's true. That's true. So I'm just gonna go down the list, and I'll just ask, and the comment can be to the whole group, and can be one person. But keep it brief. We're just trying to sort of string a montage as you're traveling. So I'll start with you, Doctor. Or, in lieu of having a conversation, if you don't feel like your character would do that, you can instead describe something you think about, or describe, something you do while camping one night. Whatever. I'll leave that up to you.
I was all prepared to give you my whole life story, but since I gotta keep it brief. Dr. Dieth, at one time when we're stopping for the night, in fact, almost every time that we stop to camp, goes and finds a little space for himself. It's something that you probably noticed when we were back at the gas station. It's something that surely everyone else in the group has noticed at some point while we've been together. He goes off and finds a little space for himself and just tries to sort of rest like in a tripod position more than lying down. Puts his staff out in front of him, sort of rests his chin on the top of the staff, sits down somewhere, and just gazes into the middle distance. And as the night draws on, you can often see the dim purple fire of his eyes from beneath his lids. The good doctor stirs a few times during the night, stretching, changing positions. And Murphy, who himself doesn't sleep, is probably well aware that the doctor will, at various points in the night, shift position, but then return back to his tripod. You get the impression that he is muttering something to himself, some sort of calculations.
Right. Interesting. Okay. Murphy, how about you?
During our rest?
Yeah, so one conversation or thing you think about or something you do at one of the camp stops along the way.
With the team asleep, or whoever does sleep, Murphy, of course, doesn't. And he notices exactly what the doctor just described.
Yes.
But that doesn't stop him from his search.
Hmm.
And with his hand sifting through the sand, the dirt, bushes, whatever's nearby, moving some who are heavier sleepers slightly up to check under them. Murphy's search hasn't stopped since the bombs dropped.
Right.
He always has one eye on the ground, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And he's silent when he does it. At night, he's respectful of the others. He doesn't make a peep. He checks through the dirt, and he respects the rest of the team's need for sleep, even though he doesn't understand exactly what they're doing.
Mm. Gotcha. Okay. Constantly searching for something. Errant?
Well, especially with the recent events, he has a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't really, like, Noah may know a little bit about what he came from, but he really hasn't kind of discussed it unless people just kind of ask about it.
Right.
And especially with them showing up, a lot of what he thought he was kind of past at this point is kind of coming back. So he's been a lot more reflective at night. Whereas usually you would see him just set up and get into his armor, and that's that. Like, he's pretty like straightforward to like get camp set up, get some rest, and be done with it. Now he's kind of like wandering around, kind of checking on everybody, just kind of mind his own business, always doing like the first watch, resting against his armor, and he's out of it a little bit more before he decides to call it for the night. He still goes into his armor for the night, but yeah, it's definitely just lots on his mind.
Right. Understood. Yeah, of course, right. You think you're past something, and then something comes up, and you're back in it. Yeah.
Plus, also thinking about the cool explosion that he was slow-mo walking away from at Edmonton Mall.
Right. It's probably much cooler and much more slow-mo in his mind.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Noah?
During one of the watches where it is Errant Waze's turn to keep an eye on things, Noah approaches and sits in front of him in the armor. Waze.
What's up, boss?
Are the Brotherhood afraid of you?
That's a tricky question. I
don't know a lot. I would like to know more, because if we're going to face anything else involving them in the near future, I think I'd like to know how scary they think you are.
Well, have you ever seen me use a gun?
No, but you did smash the shit out of a man's leg today.
That's just the point. You've seen what's out there. You know what dangers we encounter. Even in power armor, you're not invulnerable, yet I don't use a gun. I go headlong into whatever happens, and I've come out of it unscathed each time. Well, unscathed, I guess, is kind of a bad word for that, but I've come out of it alive. And when you've been with the Brotherhood as long as I have, or as long as I had been with the Brotherhood, you tend to have a reputation that you're kind of the kamikaze Errant Waze, as it were. They're the reason they brought laser laser rifles and not attacking me head on like I did them.
They simply can't beat you one-on-one, fist to fist.
Even 2-on-1.
Clearly. I was trying not to fire a shot, and you managed it yourself.
The whole point was to take out the young unexperienced so that the real fight can happen with the other.
You weren't trying to end the fight. You were trying to exacerbate the issue. You wanted a real fight. You wanted a real fight with the older one instead of taking a younger one's life.
It was more so to even the odds. 2 against 1, even in my modified equipment, wouldn't have lasted long. Taking out the leg as quickly as I did was the best way to resolve it as quickly as possible with least amount of casualties.
I misunderstood. Okay, that was mitigation, not trying to make him be angrier. Okay.
Don't get me wrong, I would have killed both of them if it needed to be done, but that wasn't the point. The point was they wanted my armor, and I couldn't give it to them.
What did you do?
I left.
It's never just as simple as leaving. Trust me, I know. And this might be the first time you've ever really seen Noah's face go, like, pure, like, serious. Like, there is pain behind the eyes when he says, I know.
Yeah, but it's nothing more complicated than that. When you're the Brotherhood, you don't have your own personality. You don't have your own identity. You're part of the Brotherhood, and the Brotherhood is you. To be an individual, to be someone that wants to go their own way, that's not something you do. And I was content with that for the longest time. I was part of it. But when you leave, you're supposed to leave everything behind that made you the Brotherhood, except for your own life. And I couldn't take that. So I left with the power armor, with my knowledge, with, well, the understanding that I know they come after me if they were so willing to risk it, I guess. So simply leaving, simply giving myself my own life, that's what it was. Now the reason for leaving, well, it's a little bit different, but that's another story.
That's what I wanted to find out, but I guess I can learn that another day. Don't go dying on me now. I have to hear the end of that story.
You got it.
Nice.
Good night.
Nice.
And after the conversation, he moves out to the perimeter of the camp and takes a long look out in the distance on each side, seeing if anything is coming towards us before he beds down and slowly, subtly, reaches into his pocket and holds that pose there for a minute. Soon, he says to himself, soon, it'll be time for dinner. And heads to bed.
Nice.
That last part wasn't creepy at all.
Yeah, no. John, we come to you.
All right. One of the times when we stopped to camp, John idly walks over to Murph. Hey, Murphy, I was actually wondering something. You got a minute?
Ample minutes for you, sir.
Good. So like you I guess your job is to be like you're a butler robot, I guess, like a Mr. like kind of thing.
Whatever you require, sir.
Right.
Nice.
And who is your like boss, I guess then? Is that Noah or
Well, sir, it would be anyone that requires any of my services.
well, why do you follow these guys around?
They are along the path I must take, sir.
Okay. I gotcha. Is this like because you have to go see I mean it has to be because you have to see the broker because they kind of just seem to walk in random directions so far as I've seen. Is that what you got to see the broker? Is that it?
I am searching.
Oh, so you just go with them because they move around because you're just like looking, searching, I guess.
I have joined many parties, sir.
How long have you been with this one, roughly?
How long have you known us?
Like a week tops, maybe two.
Slightly longer than that, then.
Incredible. I don't. I mean, stop me if this is too personal. I don't know if that's like.
I am
thing
not a
with
person,
robots.
sir.
Right. Stop me if this is too robotical. I guess. What are you searching for, Murph?
Hmm.
What does a robot want?
I do not want anything, sir.
So then, what are you searching for?
Something that belongs to someone else, sir.
Someone like ordered you to look for it, I guess.
What do
That's
you search for, John?
a way home, mostly.
Is there nothing else you want?
There's plenty of stuff I want, but not here. At
I could
home.
help you find something you want.
A way home?
Let us find the broker together, then.
Okay. Right. Sorry, I was just yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot about robots, so I didn't really understand what the deal with like if you were like Noah's butler or you do you understand where I'm coming from? I was just curious as to how that works.
Noah does not own me.
Well, that's good, I think. But
Hmm.
yeah, Murph, you're a great guy. If I think of anything that
Not
I
a
want,
guy, sir.
it's a turn of phrase. It's well, I mean, you are a Mr. Handy, so like
It
you
is
have been
simply my...
gendered.
If that is what you wish, sir.
All right, yeah, I was just saying you seem like a real stand-up bot, even though you float and you don't stand. It's like, yeah, if I think of anything that I would like, I'll let you know, and you could help me. I mean, if you would like to, you could help me find it. Thanks so much, Murph.
Of course, sir. Have a great day. And he floats towards Noah.
Right. Nice. Love it.
Murphy, what are you going on about today?
He was asking me very many questions.
I know. We'll have to handle that sometime.
So
Creepy and all either.
So this
Uh,
whole place is just. I live in superhero land, and this place is
Huh.
jacked
Yeah.
up. I don't know.
It's almost like Noah's conspired with everybody for some reason.
No spooking. John has a right to be spooked. He lived in a, like he said, in a world where superheroes existed. And he's like, what is going on? the rest of the travel goes pretty smoothly. Besides the heat and the couple of patches of radiation you have to skirt around. Maybe DS goes right through it. And Murphy, I guess they're both immune.
Patches of
And,
radiation. I bathe.
Yeah. Hey, nice.
Ah, this is nice right here. Do a little sunbathing, you know what I mean? Get that warm glow. Warm, healthy glow.
And as long as I'm in my armor, I'm pretty resistant to it.
Yeah. But you skirt around it, you endure the hot sun and the blowing dust and all of that, and eventually come to basically a large, sleek, shining silver building. The building is the size of like a corner store convenience plaza, like one of those strip plazas that would end in like a convenience store and have like a barber shop and a pizza place in it. It's about that size. There's no visible doors or windows, and the entire thing is just sleek metal all the way around. It's a long rectangular box, like I said, about the size of a strip plaza, with totally sleek metal sides.
You said there was pizza?
I said
There's no gaps, there's no corrugation, it's just flat metal.
I just realized these people, except for probably Dr. Diaz, don't know what pizza is.
Yeah, no, it's legit. I accidentally zoned out there for a second after it said baby's first handy, and then all I heard
that was
was
your
pizza.
fault.
I'm like,
That's,
did somebody say pizza?
You said baby's first handy, and then it was all gone. You wiped your own mind. I was
There you go.
describing the bunker.
Oh,
which is
okay,
a
sorry.
large, sleek metal
Well, we don't know what's
building
the bunker yet.
the size of a strip plaza.
So just in case
And-
there's anything important that you need Cook to
Say
hear,
pizza.
what you have to
Pizza.
do is preface it with pizza.
Yeah.
Wait,
he's
we
apparently-
can-
he's an Ninja Turtle.
Wait, there's
apparently.
pizza? Hold on.
We can see this bunker is above ground.
So,
The first
that
thing
what
that I
you're
would like to
saying?
mention about this place is pizza. And now follows the description.
yes. Okay,
There was
so
no pizza.
I'm going to start again. You encounter outside. No, it's okay. You encounter outside in the wastelands here after 4 days of traveling a large, sleek metal building. It's long and rectangular, the size of a corner plaza, strip plaza that you would encounter a convenience store and a barber shop and a pizza place. That's where that came from. However, there are no doors or visible windows, and the entire thing is just sleek metal all the way around. It looks like it's one continuous piece. There's no little gaps. There's no, folds where something might slide back. It's all one continuous large piece of metal in the sand. But like I said, the size of a strip mall. Like a strip plaza, like on the corner store.
Waze. Does your helmet come equipped with thermal imaging?
I don't know. GM does it.
Now, in lore, it does, but I'm leaving it up to you.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
Yeah, haven't had to use it in a while. I think it still works.
If this might be potentially a long shot, if you were able to turn that on and tell us where it might look like there might be a door, or maybe there's a tiny gap where it's not all going to be all the same surface color. I'm trying to see if we can find an opening without having to pry.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Seems like a bit of a long shot. It's a metal
Well-
bunker baking in the sun. It should all just be bright white.
I mean,
But best of luck.
Also,
Hey.
if it is a bunker, there might be a hatch somewhere.
it's the broker.
Also that.
He knows everything. If he wants to see us, he already knows we're here, right, guys?
I don't think anyone's claimed he's clairvoyant.
How
It's
tall
not like
is the
this
building?
is transparent metal or anything.
It was a joke, Doctor.
Hmm. Well, he might be clairvoyant. We don't fucking know.
That's the spirit.
We have seen weirder things. Namely you, John.
I
So,
don't
so
know if
how,
what I do is weirder than clairvoyance. It might be. I just don't know.
What was your question, Kirk?
how tall is the building?
It's one story.
And how high can I jump?
How high can you jump? Pretty high. You could probably
In a 4,500 pound power suit.
I would assume the servos and hydraulic presses in this thing can allow you to jump pretty high, despite you being 45.
Can you land safely?
Well, yeah,
Question.
I can land safely and unpowered and still crush somebody without taking any damage. So
0 fall damage from any height. The power armor just does that.
yeah, that's why it's called Fallout, guys.
Ah.
Oh.
I thought that was because someone pushed you out of a plane.
John just walks up to the bunker and knocks on the side of it. Goes, "Hey, we're here to see the broker. Knock, knock."
Part of the metal wall slides
We
back.
brought weed.
There's a hiss as the very, very well kept sterile inside is met with the wasteland for a moment.
Super did not expect that to work.
Neither did
Oh,
I. There was
wow.
no
The
door,
direct
no
approach.
There was no door frame. How are we
Yeah, I was
supposed
about
to
to
know?
say the things over there, but well,
Right, when there's no door, the whole thing's the door. Just knock.
A panel of the bunker slides open, and out comes a little Protectron robot. If you don't know what it is, it's the ones that like have little like tubes for arms and legs, and the little pincer claws.
Howdy, y'all.
big and
I'm
blocky.
Slim Prim.
So
what level is it? Because maybe
Please
too low
assume
level
the
to encounter
position.
this.
level 5,000.
Oh shit, guys, we need to
Oh,
go
levels.
back.
The robot walks out of the bunker very awkward in the sand. And there we go. Thank you.
It's good we have a
Thank you,
source I
Richard.
can pull these from right now.
Oh. So that is what it looks like. So
Does it
walks
look as
out-
rusty as that?
No, it looks pristine and shiny.
Ooh.
Alright, so it walks out onto the sand and stops just in front of the door. Greetings. I speak for the broker. You are here to see the broker. Yes?
That's correct, yeah.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. If you are here to see the broker, you desire something. You will name your desire. Then, if the broker wishes it, he will tell you what he needs in exchange.
Hmm.
He shuffles to one side and motions inside. One at a time. You will enter the bunker and reveal your desire.
Gentlemen, I think by virtue of me being the leader of this group, if this is going to kill me, well, at least you'll know that. But I'm willing to take the first possible bite at this apple and make the sacrifice honorably if I must.
Very funny. But no, go ahead. Just don't try and convince us you're being noble about it. Or not stupid.
I mean, to be fair, it could just kill us immediately, and at least that way you would know.
No, we wouldn't. You're going to go inside that bunker and disappear. Whether or not you ever come out doesn't tell us anything.
I like that attitude. Keep holding on to that one, Doctor. And he enters the metal chamber.
Have for the last 200 years. Not bloody likely to give it up now.
As Noah steps in, the Protectron turns to the rest and says, "The door will now close. Any attempt to touch or tamper with the bunker while your friend is inside selling his desire will end in your deaths. Do not interfere with the bunker until he steps out again." The broker
Seems I'm
has
safer
spoken.
in here.
And the Protectron shuffles back in and the door slides shut.
Weird. I don't feel like he's safer than I am.
Yeah, I'm giving him 5 minutes before I try to figure something out.
Can you guys believe that the knocking thing worked? I'm just
Maybe you live a charmed life, John. Maybe anybody else just explodes.
who's it?
Yeah, clearly
Oh, maybe.
clearly you haven't been here a long time, John.
What
John
if there's been
Smith
somebody
never
in
misses.
there already?
Out of character, John Smith he never misses. He hit it perfectly where he was supposed to knock.
So Noah, guys, this will be the same description of everyone, so I'm just going to describe it one time, and each of you will see the same thing if you step inside. But I'll describe it for Noah, and this will be the same description for
What
everyone.
if we close our eyes, though?
Well, if you keep your eyes open, this is the description you get. If you close your eyes, then you get the back of your eyelids.
Damn.
The front of your eyelids? Anyways, so inside Noah, it's kind of underwhelming, to be honest. There's a single austere hallway, the length of the bunker. On one end is the end you entered. On the other side of the hallway, there is like a circular elevator shaft. There's currently no platform in the shaft, so it's just like a sheer drop into darkness. And on one side of the hallway, there's like a little storage tank that you can see the Protectron must have come out of, because it's exactly sized for him.
Does it
there's
look?
Does
technology look any kind of familiar to what I would have seen in a vault, or is this completely outclassing anything I've seen before?
Some of it strikes you as a vault, but it's too well. I mean, you only have your vault to compare it off of, but it seems too nice, considering that it was a big silver building in the middle of the wasteland.
Right. You said austere, and that's clearly not anything I would have seen before, even in a vault. So
yeah, because the vault has tubes hanging down and little TVs everywhere and knobs and things. This is very clean, very sterile, very proper, I suppose. So
very interesting digs you have here, sir. Are you sure this is not your place, and this really is the broker's?
I speak for the broker. This hallway is under my protection.
Okay. What exactly am I going to need to do?
Speak your desire to me.
Well, dinner. And out of his pocket, he procures the torn leash of a dog and presents it to the Securitron, or the Protectron, rather. I want my dog back. And this is the first. This is the first major amount of emotion you've really. Nobody else could see this. It's really only the Protectron. They're the verge of tears, basically. Noah is on requesting this.
Protectron looks at the picture, looks back at you. Dead or alive?
He was taken from me. As far as I'm aware, he's alive.
Alive is harder. I will take this into consideration. I see that you have a Pip-Boy.
I do.
You are the first traveler to have a Pip-Boy. This is valuable. I will take this into consideration. The door slides open behind you. Exit the bunker. Have one of your other compatriots enter. Do not attempt to leave this area yet.
I don't even get to know whether or not I've succeeded then.
Not yet.
Interesting rules this game is playing. Fine. Okay. Gentlemen, I am coming out. He yells ahead of himself and pushes onwards.
All right, who's going in next?
I need one of you to enter so that I guess the rest of this potential charade can continue going, although it's really elaborate if it was one.
What'd you see in there?
I don't think you'd believe me if I told you, but you will see it for yourself in about a second.
Fair enough. Who wants to go next?
Okay, I guess I can go since no one else is really
Attaboy, John. Excellent to see.
John goes in the bunker.
Okay.
I select John.
The door slides closed. State your desire.
I would like a way back to the reality that I came from.
Considering? You are from a different reality then.
Yes.
Scans detect metahuman DNA. Scans detect reality differential of 0.1%. I will take this into consideration. Exit the bunker. The door slides open again.
John exits the bunker.
So next.
Well, John, how did it go?
Not ideal, but hey, you didn't seem too happy about your thing either, so
I didn't exactly get the immediate response I was looking for.
yeah, I'm feeling kind of the same, honestly.
I would go, but I don't even know what I would be requesting anymore.
You might as well try. Maybe your heart will speak out to you in the final moments of you standing in that room.
You seem to think you knew what you were getting out of all of this when you started the journey. Might as well go all the way.
I suppose. I walk in with my power armor.
Pauses. State your desire.
It's complicated, so allow me to elaborate. And Errant pauses for a moment. I need to have a way to maintain ownership of this armor to make sure it never stops operating. I need to have a way to keep it. And on top of that, I just need to know the truth. The truth of the Brotherhood, the truth of what actually happened back then. Truth of why I couldn't stop it. Even with this power that I have.
Knowledge. I will take this into consideration. The door slides open. Please exit the vault. Please exit the bunker.
Okay.
Okay, 2 people left.
Murphy, Doctor, one of you gotta go.
Well, Murph, what do you think your chances are, percentage-wise, getting what you're asking for?
100%, sir.
Oh,
Atta
certainty
boy,
like
Murphy.
that. Why didn't you get in there already?
As you wish, sir. And Murphy hovers into the bunker.
Right, the door closes. You are a Mr. Handy unit.
That is correct.
State your desire.
I wish to find a set of keys belonging to the man David Joyce.
What are the keys for?
His automotive vehicle.
You see car keys. This is a small task. I will take this into consideration.
Thank you very much.
Exit the bunker.
As you wish, sir. And he floats out.
Murphy, good to see that you are still with us. How does your prospective offer sound?
It is,
100%.
as he said, a small task.
100%, though.
Feeling positive about the outcome.
It is only a small task, sir.
Fair enough. Well, I guess now let's just wait and see whether the broker gives you what you wanted.
You're not gonna. You good?
Are you trying to be the control group, Doctor?
No way of finding out whether or not this is all just some sort of mass hallucination if one of us doesn't actually reveal what it is they want.
I've already told you guys pretty openly that I'm looking for a way back to my reality.
Right, that's why there's no problem with you having gone to the broker and told him as much. If he manages to give each of you what you think you wanted because you told him, great. All that proves is that somehow he was able to convince you after he knew what it was to convince you of.
Oh, Doctor, this is not really something to convince me of. I've wanted this since I've left my vault.
Sure. And whatever it is you end up getting, maybe he'll be able to make you think that it's what you wanted.
Well, I am a little confused as to how mine could be misconstrued, but
We'll just
I
have to
mean,
see.
either back in my existence or not, doesn't really matter, honestly. I just
John, I don't
so
want to sour the mood. But if you were to disappear from here and never be seen again, we'd have no idea whether or not you got home or if you ended up in a shallow grave. It would all be the same to us.
Well, Doc, if you're not going in, robot, that's it.
The door slides open and the Protectron walks out. There are 5 of you. I have only heard 4 desires.
Oh, this is requirement.
The robot shakes it side to side. No, just clarifying. He looks at the doctor. You have no desire.
No, I have plenty of desire. I just don't believe that you've got it in you to grant it.
Into consideration. Talk amongst yourself for 30 seconds. The broker will speak to me. And the robot
Fury,
walks
before
back
you
in.
do,
He pauses.
if the doctor decides to change his mind and request whatever it is he needs, is that possible to happen?
Brain scans have already been taken of all life forms here. Your speech is only a statement of intent. And the robot walks inside, the door slides closed.
Fuck
So
that
he-
noise.
He didn't even let you consent to him taking your desire.
Well, we are all pretty old, especially the doctor, so
Doctor,
Very funny.
what? I guess if you're
there
not
are
going to
pills
tell
for that.
if you're not going to tell him what it was you're looking for, would you tell us to know if it still comes out okay?
The doctor looks into the middle distance. His expression is difficult to read because there isn't much there to form an expression. But he slowly nods. I guess now my whole scientific experiment is blown if he can just read my mind. So, I want closure. My wife and our Mr. Handy and our little baby daughter were all just a few 100 feet from the New Toronto Vault. We had passes. They could have made it.
Sorry. I'm I'm very sorry to hear that.
Who knows? I mean, even if they did, it's a couple 100 years too late, but I'd just like to know one way or the other.
why didn't you get in?
It was a couple of months before I ripped my charred, half-melted skin free of the wreckage of my vehicle. Can't die. Not naturally. I need to drink every now and then, but not that often. There's nothing left but burning rubble when I got free. Don't know about the vault. Probably survived well enough. Lots of others did. But it was buried under hundreds of tons of steel rebar. Even digging for months. I was never going to get there. Anyways, enough about me.
Well, Doctor, today might be your lucky day because you may just find out exactly what happened. I say may, because, well, today's not finished yet.
The Protectron, the door slides open again and the Protectron walks out. Your requests have been considered. The broker has decided to take your case. He has decided you are fascinating. All of your requests will be granted. However, the broker requires something first in exchange. This is how it works. You bring something that the broker desires. He will give you your desire. This is what he desires from you. 6 days' journey northwest of here. There is a vault. It is not a Vault Tech vault, but a competing company. One that was made in secret here in Canada when the American ones were built. However, in order to access it, it requires specific electronic codes, which the broker does not possess. The broker believes your combination of the Brotherhood's power armor, along with Noah Morris Pip-Boy, will grant access to this vault. You will enter the vault. You will take the technology that was being developed in this vault. You will bring it back to this bunker.
And if we do all of these fetch quests for you, then we get our answers, do we?
Your answers or items will be procured. Yes.
What's
How?
the catch?
He already told you the catch. We gotta go do this thing.
No, there's probably a catch. We'll get what
That
we
is
want.
the catch. It's
No, well, we will get what we want, but is it exactly as we would expect it?
That is impossible to know. The broker cannot know your expectations, only your desire.
Is the
And-
broker like a computer, or what's the deal with him?
I am not at liberty to share information about the broker, only what he is offering.
Might find out after we get this technology.
You
What are
people
we
meet
looking-
the broker.
What are we looking for specifically?
The vault entrance. Your Pip-Boy may be able to interface with it. The broker does not possess one.
And when we get inside,
You will know what you need to find. Should be obvious, though the broker admits he's not entirely sure.
We'll know it when we see it.
May I inquire into what we've heard of other people's desires being given to them?
What have you heard?
We met a person back at the Edmonton Mall. Said they wanted their wife back, or something like that. I wasn't there specifically, but from the first-hand account of the people who were, that person was some sort of combination of robotic parts mixed with some sort of ghoul.
I'm sorry. My memory banks are wiped every 72 hours. I do not recall this incident, but it sounds like their person was returned to them.
Wait, every 72 hours. Does that mean we have that much time to get this thing and get back here before this offer expires?
Protectron shakes itself. No, my memory banks are wiped, but the broker's memory is infinite. The vault is 6 days away. It will be 12 days till you return. I will not remember who you are, but he will.
Whatever.
Well, boss, your call.
well, it's already been enough of a wild goose chase getting here in the first place. What is yet another step that is 2 weeks round trip?
Now, one question I do have to pose, though, is that the Order is headed west, are they not? This is to Noah.
We are, well, as far as I'm aware, we're beating them by a couple days. If we do what we can, we might be able to get back in time to procure what we are looking for, and then vamoose, as the people say these days.
And also, as it stands, I feel like they might have their hands full with the mall for a few days, so we got a leg up on them.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Probably.
people to kill and a lot of stuff to set on fire.
A lot of order to enforce. I guess, I don't know. But
Well,
yeah.
if we're gonna do this, we need to do it now.
Exactly. We should be leaving right away.
Return to this bunker when the job is done. And the Protectron goes in, and the door slides shut.
I'll be back for dinner.
Okay, that seems like a weird thing to say, but
John,
sure.
Now is not the time. It's more important now than ever. 6 days there and 6 days back. And we get what we want. Child's play.
I'm glad no one thinks so. And on the next episode of A Walk Through the Waste, we'll find out if he's telling the truth. As we enter this vault in the Edmonton desert. On episode 5, The Transaction. We'll see you next time. And that's it.
Now- Is the transaction married to the broker?
Whoa, dude, that was crazy, man.
They're all
Transaction's the
similar
broker's
Batman
child.
villains.